link between just putting the headset on, just the smell and expecting it. So this is why something like I forgot the name of what we were doing now. That thing we did. What's it called? Tabletop Simulator. Yeah, it's pretty good. Started at Bridge Coup again. Apart from the cutscenes, 100% perfect. No pukey.
No pukey.
No pukey. It's
fairly 2D. Well, 2D. It's fairly...
there's no movement.
Yeah, nothing sort of inside that's moving around. Because I must admit, the first time I tried one of your test creations, I was like, "Oh, that feels really odd."
Yes.
When we went and sort of sat in the car with the dinosaur from there. I can't remember what it was now.
Oh yes, well that was me testing whether or not it would feel good or not.
Whereas the room scale one you made, I was like, "Oh, that's really nice." And obviously, all the movement is you moving around, so it doesn't make you know, that's much nicer.
Yes, room scale, diorama stuff is my favourite. Then room scale, then motion. I like the concept of stuff moving around. In practice, I nearly always go, that's very much. But I say, I have honestly been surprised. I was hopeful the motion platform would help. Obviously, I would be disappointed if this would be one of the VR is one of those amazing things I simply can't do. But it does appear that the motion platform, although a reasonably expensive solution to it all, is a solution, and it's good that there are solutions. There've been all sorts of other talks, about directly stimulating your inner ear, and
how do you do that?
Electrodes, little ones. Magnetic. Well, but okay. Except, for example, as I said, my motion platform is guaranteed to be enough motion to convince you. Possibly a piston attached to a chair is enough to convince you. Sure. How about, for example, if the VR helmet rumbled or had haptics? Is that enough? Maybe that's a solution. And the VR, not the VR community, but the VR headset makers, they will. It's very much in their interest to make sure their product is available to as many people as possible. So they will continue to research it. Facebook are focused quite heavily on giving you a better experience with your current headset. Stuff like foveated rendering, upscaling of the image, that sort of thing. They don't want you to buy a better GPU. What they want you to do is to continue with your current setup, and they will fix it all via software. So you're going to have to...
It's always clear that the incentives will be followed.
What do you mean incentives, sorry?
They want to have the product be wide, but there could be different strategies to get money.
Oh, yeah, but
being inclusive isn't the only one.
But being inclusive is the most important one, because you can only make money from people that are in it. So this is why the Quest 2, they can get much higher resolution headsets. It's entirely possible, but they haven't. Wow, these are very fast-moving ground ones by the looks of it. And we don't have any guns. Yeah, so they said that they could have gone with a higher resolution headset this year, but they didn't. They wanted more people to be able to use the existing headset, so they're putting work into stuff like foveated rendering. And that's interesting because the VR headset community is very much like the car community. They're interested in one number, but three numbers in this case: FOV, refresh rate, and resolution. But that's not the whole story. So my G2, don't get me wrong, the G2's resolution is just crazy. The Q2, which I was using a minute ago, it's pretty good. It is pretty good. It is definitely a bit of a jump backwards from the G2, but there's nothing wrong with it. Apart from the fact I really struggle to run it on my PC because it is a far more demanding. We're at copper, by the way, Max. If you could, if you could do copper, silicon, and
I can find more copper. Oh, it's up here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I need more copper to build more copper. Yeah.
We got copper coming in though.
We have none. It's just getting spent. Let's go out as quick as we can.
Well, yeah, that's because I'm standing near my graphite thing. I just want to get some more turrets up for this next wave. Don't forget, you can always directly grab the stuff as well. But yeah, Shucky, you probably want to wait pissing around with that until we have the resources to actually do it. Charlotte, I will freely admit, I have heard of TypeScript, but I assume that isn't... No, that's PostScript I'm thinking of, isn't it? Which is the printer language.
That's PCL, printer command language.
No, PostScript, I'm sure, is a printer language, or it was the one for... Don't tell me that. I'm sure I'm right, and now you've made me doubt myself. So I assume when we complete this level, we'll get the packers and unpackers. TypeScript is JavaScript with types. Oh, okay. I mean, honestly, I don't know really what that means. I would have assumed that JavaScript had types, but I don't do JavaScript. Barely do C++ most days. Can you get Metaglass next, Max, so we can overclock all of that shit?
Metaglass. Okay.
Lead and
with
sand. Okay, then we need silicon first. Yeah, PostScript is a page documentation language mainly used in printing. Oh, good, good. More bits? I don't know, draw it to the screen. Wait till you come to trying to debug shaders. That is the absolute worst possible... Actually, no, that's not true. Debugging DSP errors are the worst. So what we would do is we would have a number of sound effects, like a siren or a chicken noise or an explosion. And depending on what happened, we would use different sound effects. So we go, aha, it's a chicken. So people would say to me, oh, hey, the game's crashed. I'd be like, you know, not excellent, but oh, what is it that crashed?
Which component?
Yeah. Well, no. What noise did it?
Debug logs or anything when you crash?
No, you can't do that from a DSP because DSP doesn't. A DSP chip doesn't talk back.
Sound processing.
Yeah. So I'd be like, it's crashed. All right, what sound effect was it making? So what are you doing right now? I've forgotten. You're doing...
I'm trying to get silicon. I need sand and I need...
Sand and... yeah, well here you've got sand, coal and lead all right next to each other.
Oh, right, okay.
So I was just making a bit more room.
Where's the sand? Oh,
here.
the black stuff there.
Yeah.
Ooh. Fine.
So we can... yeah, when you do your... I will help power yours because we have just about enough silicon to kickstart your thingy. The words are difficult. To kickstart the silicon farm. So you don't need to use coal. But due to the day-night cycle stuff, you really do need batteries now. There we go. Plenty of power. And then, as soon as you've got that, then we'll get Metaglass, and then we can start water cooling all this stuff. Twitch, twitch.tv/DJArcus. And any shaders. Shaders are difficult to debug because you don't get any print logs or debugging. You start having to render, like, how do you debug your alphas correct? Oh, we can get titanium on off this level. There's slag.
Nice.
Not a lot of room though. So that is melter, pipe, separator. See, separated 25 titanium. That's it. Now, okay, now we've got titanium up and going. Though we don't have any power to run it, but that'll come.
Some coal over, I can just burn.
Oh, yeah, but you're doing you're doing silicon.
That's the red little blobs, right?
Yes, because silicon lets us do solar panels.
Done that.
Cool. And now, yeah, but you can do metaglass because metaglass is lead, and you can do metaglass just where you were. Because there's sand and lead just where you were doing your kiln. Oh, thank you, Lottie. I think I know who that is. You know, clever me. Oops, that'll be down there and then across there. Okay, so now we should have lead, titanium, graphite, and the other things. Why are you doing a graphite factory?
Because you've got guns that need graphite.
Yeah, but they're done. They're sorted. We need metaglass. And obviously silicon. Silicon is coming in, but I think it's coming in quite slowly, which doesn't really surprise me. Battery. Linode to power.
There we go. Happy with that. Just make sure our guns have got plenty of ammo to fire, that's all.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. So far, the ways have been very easy on this.
Okay. So metaglass.
But you can do that just where you were, because that's sand, and lead.
I can't see where I was going. There's one thing they've broken, which is you can't zoom in and out when you've got a template in your hand.
Yeah, you can't zoom in and out when you're building something either, which I'm sure you could.
Or maybe I'm just going stupid, I don't know. I shall put that... Wow, I'm really struggling to find space. Okay, I'll stick it here. I can't remember what I put into this. I haven't put filters in this. What was it? Sand and glass?
Sand and lead. Yeah.
That was it, yeah. So they have to come in from that side. Okay, there we go.
Hold control for what? Like when I have a template up, I hold control. That doesn't do anything. Oh, right. Control wheel mouse to zoom in and out when you've got something in your hand. Thank you, Charlotte. Right, what else? Tell me everything else. Tell me all the other things I don't know.
Women like chocolate.
No, I know that one. And specifically about Mindustry. Rather than, you know, fun facts with Max.
Oh, wow, that's weird. No, it's not. It's got it wrong completely. That's fine.
Is that sand in at the top then? From the left.
Yeah, wait. I'm doing it. I just need to bring this out. Crap.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
yeah.
Oh, no, hold on. I can take lead in from this side. That's okay.
There was a move quickly, and I'm sure that's either gone away or changed in a very odd fashion. I just don't know which it is.
What is the ping?
There isn't a ping, unfortunately.
Jesus does something funny.
Jesus does something funny. What?
G.
Oh, right.
Next to F.
That makes more sense. G does something funny, yes. But can you see that? Like, can you see it at all? Yeah, I can see yours. I can't do it on the map.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work on the map. It doesn't make a sound. It doesn't go, "Ayo." Dungeons & Defenders invented that, and quite frankly, every game needs to copy it because it was just the best idea.
It was rather amazing.
Command.
Oh, that's for the units,
The
yeah.
key name.
Well, I can see you do it, so I guess you can go, I'm here. Other than that, it's not a lot of use.
Right, we have metaglass.
Awesome. So that means we can water cool all the... Well, all the things, probably not. But I will start off by water cooling that coal. Oops. Although we are...
Layout's expensive.
I don't know. How much they cost? Oh, it's something you need to research.
I don't know.
I haven't seen them, actually. I'll have a
They
look.
are not developing. Would they actually dare to hack something like that?
Yeah, pings are just essential. If I want to go, hey-oh, like here, you want a little marker on the map. Let me see. Research. That'll be the power. I think we need plastanium for that and thorium. There's not much I haven't researched, and nearly all of it is units. Ooh. Okay, that's a bit expensive. Oh, no, that's right. That doesn't... That uses our global. I've just researched a new gun.
Nice.
It's a tractor beam.
Oh, to pull mobs into guns.
Apparently, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, pick up.
So I've researched the mono, which is our miner. I can't remember what it used to be called. Hopefully it's less crap in the last one. I mean, I don't mean to disrespect your opinion, Spiked Fire Spartan Gaming, but have you played Mindustry 6 a lot? Because it did only come out yesterday, and there have been a substantial amount of changes to the game, you know, as often happens. So I don't know, because I haven't used them. I have previously felt the units were perfectly fine. You needed a lot of them, but on the larger maps, quite often the PvP maps, they were pretty essential. Well, okay, so you haven't played this one. So there are substantially different systems for it now. So we haven't got any at the... Oh, Guardian. So this thing, I don't know whether it's a land Guardian or an air Guardian, which is really means I need a very different approach. I'm going to guess air. But I'm just putting Steam together. I can remember how. That's under power, isn't
Am I
it?
blocking this up, by the way, or not?
So,
The where the guns are.
If you're blocking it up with firepower, this is always fine.
No. Oh, yes, you are. Let's copy what you're doing there, then.
Okay, so we've now got steam power. So that'll hold back those. We'll fire the laser cannons with steam. There we go. Right, there we go. More slag. What's our power at? Plus 800. Well, we have tons of power, so that's good. Oh, I haven't researched big batteries yet. I like big batteries, and I cannot lie.
Your other brothers can't deny.
No, I don't have a mender at the core. Good call. I'll pop it down. Wait, it just took damage? What, recently? How'd that happen? Oh boy, that needs a lot of power. Oh, I assume it uses power because it's working.
Whoa, that was what the hell? I was out of sync and suddenly it's like plop. Oh wow. They do a lot of damage, and we need more deeps down here desperately.
Well, yeah, but I've been ignoring that entirely because it's shit guns. I wouldn't bother to build those if you paid me. They're a complete waste of time.
Right, who put them down?
Shaka did.
Ah,
It's all about the hails.
what
Doesn't-
damage do they take? It's not copper, is it?
No, they are copper. That's why they're shit. They're shit guns. Now, with almost every gun in the game, there is always a better ammunition.
Right, ammo.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just go do. Guns.
The thing about turrets, and I mean, I will be stating the obvious here, is turrets are static. Obviously, with the assault levels, you can offensively tower, which I tend to because I like offensively towering. But units were probably better in that sense. I really wish I knew if this was an air guardian or not coming up, by the way. Because I've done the level before, I would know. But I haven't. You could control the units. Well, you could sort of control the units, I guess. You could say, come here and go there. But more importantly, you can make unit conveyors. So you can actually tell the units where you want them. So I'm just going on the basis it is an air boss, and it will just be travelling down this route. I think it's not a bad assumption. And we are out of lead. Yeah, I can't see diodes, Schalke. I did look.
Okay. I'm guessing the programmed power management would be more flexible.
Possibly.
Diodes make a good elementary function.
Yeah, command blocks have been in for a long time. They were definitely already in.
There is kind of lack of incentives for them.
No,
In
command.
Factorio there's also the wires, but they are not required for anything. So
No,
lots of people ignore them.
Sorry, by command blocks I meant the unit control command blocks.
Oh.
I like the music, and I'm glad they've added some more music in. And I'm nicking just a shit ton of metaglass for the turrets, and I've sped up a lot of the what's that stuff called, lead. Though we've got just everything here could do with being water driven, water cooled. I haven't unlocked the water drills yet. What are they called? The ones that just drill water out of anywhere.
Arcs.
No, the ones that just drill water out of anywhere. I've forgotten. The ones that get the water from the water table. Yes, but unfortunately, Spartan, I don't know whether it's an air or a ground boss. So obviously my tactics will be very different depending on whether or not it's going to shoot at me, or whether or not it's going to fly over my defences. Now I'm going to guess an air boss, but I can't rely on that guess, unfortunately. Water extractor, yeah, but yeah, we haven't unlocked that. Otherwise, it becomes very easy to overcharge, water cool a lot of these things. Oh, well, we're out of copper as well.
Oh, that's my fault. That's definitely my fault. Spending it on defense.
Oh, that is a lot of hails.
Well, you know, there's no overdoing it, like really overdoing it.
That's not the phrase. If it's
No, what's the phrase?
if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
Yeah. Let's do some of that. Why does nobody remove these horrible little spiky things that just utterly irritate me?
I only if they're under a sort of a click drag. Oops. Okay, get a little bit more scrap out of that.
Oh, nice. That's useful. Thank you.
Oh, the men projector, yeah. Yeah, because that's all getting slowly worn away, isn't it?
Very rapidly worn away, unfortunately. Yeah. Just kind of my stuff just disappears. Like I was off the screen for it's like boom, gone. I think it does something very clever. But,
Either very clever or very annoying, definitely.
it's like, it just took all the walls out really, really quickly. I'm like, what the fuck happened to the walls? It's like boom, no wall. I'm like, well, I didn't see any mobs coming towards us. Suddenly, no walls.
Sometimes you have to pay attention to the damage effects, because a wall can obviously be 99% damage, but you might not notice.
Yeah.
I thought it was... No, we don't have enough scrap. Okay. In this case, we don't have... whoops, I forgot to build the... I built the melter on this one. That'll help. I thought they looked a little bit different. Oh, water extractor comes... thank you. Comes after the laser drill. I really wish these were color-coded. Oh, yeah. That thermal generator. Laser drill, yeah, it's up there. Thorium, salt flats, or it's probably it's possibly that one. Anyway, got to do some capturing before we get that. And I swear this game purposely designs the scratches so you can't use them in the most efficient way, just to annoy me.
Yep. Sure, can I move these screens here? I need to use that space to bring more stuff to the core.
I haven't seen
Sorry,
salt
I
flats.
can keep the functionality.
The area here, I need to be able to put some more, what do you call it?
Guns?
Conveyor belts through here. Thank you.
But yeah, don't forget to water cool stuff. Honestly, it's well, in some cases 10 times faster, which is just ridiculous.
That is ridiculous, yeah. No.
It's alright, guys. More bits can tell us what's happening. Context? Okay, it's about his ray tracing. Yeah, I can't get a lot more turrets in, by the way. I can get a few more, but not a lot more. Side to get. And the sphere is being drawn black. Well, perhaps your values are negative. Perhaps, well, there's lots of things it could be. Oops, I broke that apparently. Sorry. Hey Dora. The webcams. I've only got the one webcam at the minute, so it's in the wrong place for this. So, for no rat bag cam tonight.
Aww.
Well, then why not just draw bright red to the screen when a pixel has not received any rays? No rays is an error. Bright red. Or magenta. Yeah. There's not a lot. I mean, so far we have kind of stomped everything. I don't think there's a lot we can do to improve what we've got. Although not building our defenses inside the bit that destroys. Yeah, Max.
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh yeah.
Up a bit. So you see all the walls that aren't there?
Yeah.
Keep going up and right.
It says leave immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you go pop, is it? Oh, okay.
Because you put them inside the
I was
circle.
following someone else's template.
Yeah. Oh no! Don't. Oh, why did you get rid of the repair?
What?
You got rid of the repairer.
Well, put another one down. I need the space.
Yeah, but that's fine. But the repairer, they're quite expensive. But that was all right. Like there's fine. I've just put it back. Like there's okay. What I do is I normally just build into it, and whatever gets destroyed, I don't rebuild. That'll be all right.
The stuff I didn't wonder why stuff was going pop.
Yeah.
They only do it once every wave.
It does at the start of a wave. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna wait for. I really wish we had vaults. Really miss vaults.
Yeah.
Because then we can have a
cache.
Yeah.
You just keep filling it.
The closest we can have a cache is a whole bunch of conveyors.
Just make a big. Yeah.
I don't want to restart the next one because I don't know how much firepower we've actually got stored there. So this is why I do it like this. This is why I tend to go conveyor, router. It's not as much firepower, but I can, as long as I can see the graphite moving through, I know we're not ready.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no water over here. That's now as much as we can get.
I've asked a couple of times, but can you explain to me again what foveated rendering is, please?
Foveated rendering is simply put rendering more detail where you're looking. Ideally, foveated rendering is coupled with eye tracking. So wherever you look, it renders more pixels there. There are no current consumer headsets on the market with foveated rendering. There's also no mainstream foveated support. It's coming. But in 99% of games you play, so if you think about Stadia, sorry, an easier example. When you're playing Stadia, the quality of the image is not as good as it could be. I would be happy with more quality on that image. One thing they could do is to foveate the rendering. So it's safe to say, as a blanket statement, that I am looking at the middle of the screen more than I'm looking at the edges. It is also safe to say that the UI elements don't move very much. So therefore you can alter your rendering strategy, or your compression strategy in this case, to put more bandwidth around where it should be. Weirdly enough, very few games do foveated rendering. So AMD has now got something called variable rate shading, I think. 5 appears to be... Oh, Charlotte, you lied to me. You bitch. Charlotte said there was nothing else. Press F6 and you'll see how much ammo stuff's got. Oh my god, that is so useful.
So
Any
green
more?
means what?
Green means it's got...
Empty or full?
Green means it has... green means it has more than 0 ammo. Which... Now... But why doesn't that go from... Oh wait, that one's orange. Why doesn't it go from green to orange?
Some things do jump from green to orange.
No. Yeah, it's because...
It's their stock, isn't it? Stock level.
Yeah, but I want green for full, red for empty, and then to gradiate between them. Other than that, that's brilliant.
There's orange over here, which is these lead lines here.
No, that means they're full and can't output. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, full and can't output. Yeah.
Yeah, that's stock. Yeah, the red one here, red, but it means the missing input.
Which is missing. Oh, let's fix it.
I can't have more. I'm just thinking how to get more coal out on this. Something I'm going to put a laser drill down there, but that's not going to be much more.
It might do. Yeah, let's try it. But a laser drill that's water cooled is even better. Oh, here comes the boss. It is a ground boss. Oh, cool. They're like walking spiders. Yeah, in your face.
Spider bots.
That's okay. They copied Factorio. They're allowed to do that. There we go. Done. Right. So now we've unlocked Stained Mountains, Overgrowth, Fungal Pass. Oh, I remember that one. But not Salt Flats. So, I will list the levels. Tell us which one you fancy. Biomass synthesis. Actually, hold on. No, before I do that, let's go to...
New core foundation.
Let's go to titanium.
Okay.
So, this is where we are launching from. This is the level to make sure is producing shit tons of everything. So we're currently at 9k of everything. Are there any resources we're not making any of up there?
No.
Yeah, we need to get thorium for the next level. I don't know which level has thorium on it. Hey, container. Unloader. Pulse conduit.
That's what Silas said about yesterday, wasn't it? So
Cultivator, rotary pump, repair point, thermal generator, large battery. This game definitely unlocks stuff. Additive reconstructor. Upgrades inputted units to the second tier. Ooh. So has that has spent our local cash, but we still have more than 4,000 of everything. So we're going to go to the next level with 4,000 of everything. So does the vault count towards that? I bet it does. Let's find out. How big's the container, right? Not the container. I need some sand. I don't need sand though. Why do we need sand? Yes. So now we can do away with the distributors, Max.
Alright, cool.
We can do containers. But I don't need to take sand with me, do I? What use is that?
No, that was a mistake.
No. Someone said we need sand.
Oh,
and I'm like,
that's a good point. We could put some sand in the core.
For why though?
That's fucking insane, but yeah.
But for...
If you go into a level without any sand...
No, because we can grind scrap into sand. And levels without scrap, you can't bootstrap anyway. Like, nearly every level has one or the other. So now so we've just taken our capacity from 9k to 12k. So that's good. See, now I could just quickly whoosh around the map and see things that are having an issue. That is so... It's not just useful. I'm surprised there isn't a default way of... a nicer way that doesn't, like, break it all. Because it's a bit ugly this way. But I would say fairly essential. So our metaglass generation is pretty piss poor. Oh, because we need more sand. That seems surprising, but all right. Okay, so while that is, I wish there was a quick way to say if I go invisible. Oh, do not disturb. Maybe there we go. Do not disturb. I don't want the chat notifications. Okay, so I'm going to read out the levels to you. Tell me which one you fancy. We have Extraction Outpost, Salt Flats, which I think is the one we should probably do, Stained Mountains, and some locked ones. I think Salt Flats unlocks a water extractor. Does that sound like a good plan? Oh, threat high, enemy base.
Oh, and you have to knock out the base, don't you?
And I can choose what...
There's a pushy. It's a pushy map.
I would guess it's a pushy map.
Do we want to play push?
Okay, we're taking...
Somewhat interested. Salt flats is also interesting.
Yeah, I'm taking 2,000 of everything with us. And we can now launch with a big base, and that will cost us more resources to do so. So the important thing on the assault levels is not to overextend yourself. And that is the issue. So make sure you have plenty of resources at all points and not to overextend and to be efficient wherever possible. Ready?
Hold on, just want to see if this is working as I'd hoped. Yep. Okay. I think I'll have to do that.
Here we go.
Yep.
So you
Oh. Oh, this one. Yeah, I remember this one. Okay. Now, we do have a lot of resources with us. So, you can go straight for titanium. I will run titanium back immediately. I will, as a command center.
It just irritates me when you've got loads of resources right in front of the base, which means basically you block up the base trying to get resources in.
Yes.
Just stupid. But I suppose it's a starting point, isn't it?
Okay. That's titanium hooked up.
What's this one? This is a command center. Okay, fine. Yeah, we're gonna end up taking that out, aren't we? So
Wait, sorry. No, that's important. The command center is important. It's for units.
No. No, yeah, you're right. I didn't mean to. Yeah, no, that's what I was talking about at all.
Can't get that out. I need to sort out a schematic for the water-cooled version of the graphite press because it's more efficient.
It's not like we're running out of resources.
It's more efficient. No, you get 3 graphite for 2 coal instead of 2 for 2. Like it's substantially more efficient and better. Oh my god, have you actually built stuff up there? I don't think that's a great plan. Or is that something we got free? Oh, no, I think that's something we got free. Okay, well in that case... Remember, if it's copper and you can slap duos next to it, do so. We want lots of firepower everywhere just to chip away at the stuff that does things we didn't realise. We are running out of copper.
Really? I'm just chunking it in as fast as I can. I've been spending quite a bit, but there's a lot going into the base right now. We can upgrade these drills, get more. These are called 580. No, that's field review, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the same word base, you know. But yeah, it is a rendering technique. It is a future technique, and is not currently widely used. That will allow much better bang for your buck from a given piece of hardware. Okay, it's going
Out of sight, out of RAM.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, that's how Unreal works. If you can't see it, it drops the textures for it. So, yeah, in that case, absolutely. Shaboni says, we are still out of the copper.
Working on it.
I mean, there's one, I can see huge scratches of copper, so don't feel you have to be super efficient on any given scratch. You can just go grab some more. Don't think we're running any of the graphite back to base yet either. I will run some back. Slowly though, so it doesn't starve the turrets.
They're putting coal in amongst the copper.
Who are?
The level designers, the bastards.
Oh, yes. That's it. Come on, straight for me, you fuck. Come on. We've got turrets. No, I mean, mining by hand doesn't do very much. I mean, we've got plenty of copper coming in. That isn't the issue. The issue is we're spending a lot more copper than we're doing. Do you see what I mean? Or hopefully you see what I mean, Max, about you've played Live for Speed for quite some hours, and suddenly you go into it in VR and you go, oh, this is, you know, it's very, like, everything suddenly looks real and convincing and big and all of those things. Okay, now the copper's rolling in. Okay, I just spent all the copper on turrets, sorry. It was on turrets, it wasn't on something frivolous.
Like hookers and booze.
Can you buy those with copper?
I'm sure you can.
I guess you can buy anything with enough copper.
Yeah.
I think somebody had a problem that electric lines were like stripped of the copper and then sold for the copper price.
We had some vandals at the arcade nick the copper pipes from the air conditioning units. So, yeah, it's still a problem. The funniest thing was, say funny, they almost definitely got massive freezer burns from what they did because they would have let all of the refrigerant free. And they probably nicked, I don't know, 20 quid's worth of pipe copper. So, yeah, still happens. Not a great money making venture, and not a very good life of crime, all things considered. Okay, I'm starting to hit the base now.
Cool.
More
Sanding.
Yeah, more everything would be good.
Everything coming right up.
Excellent.
Which one's the one that just burns everything? Is it the combustion generator?
Incinerator.
Right. Well, and that's not in the power, is it?
Korhako's made a good point. With 20 quid, you could buy a pair of gloves, so next time you won't get burned. I'll be honest, Korhako, I don't think they were that smart.
You need money to make money.
Or you steal the money. Okay, I'm getting a lot more ammo coming.
Oh, the incinerator needs power. I thought the incinerator made power.
No, the combustion makes power.
nothing combustible here.
Do train lines have copper? I don't think they do. How would that work?
The power leads do.
Yeah, the power leads do. Like, but not the rails.
There are some daft bastards out there who just, you know...
Yes, I know.
Stupid shit.
Some of them nick some stuff from the arcade.
Yeah.
And quite importantly, they broke the air conditioning system. You know, it's supremely annoying. Kohak, I'm pretty sure even in your backwards neck of the woods, you don't have copper train lines.
Could be steel. Copper's too soft.
What I'm going to do is route that back around there and then overflow. That's one of my very few complaints about the game. The icons are fucking awful. Hey, look, they're all grey squares. Brilliant. Oh, here's a grey square with a smaller, darker grey square in it. I don't think anyone uses wood railway lines at either, Kohaka. Honestly, you're just talking shit now, man.
What's the issue with this unit?
I
I do not know of this road sign.
It can't make it to the command center. It means caution because the door's shut. That's just a guess, by the way. I think it's a pretty good guess.
Opening it doesn't fix it.
The door's shut right now, though.
No, it's open.
It's just a red. No. I'm assuming it's sent to the command center. Maybe just let's attack rather than rally. I don't know. I'm afraid. I just like the idea of just running conveyors up, so you're dropping the units off as close to the enemy base as you can. Oh, it means that all the units are up to its limit. Because you can only have a finite number of units per factory. Ah, man, those are doing it awesome. Look at them. Now, there's no water on this level. Could do an easy way to make more graphite, lots more graphite. Yeah, and I am already making an awful lot of graphite. Oh no, can't do that. Oh yeah, I can. But we don't have the water extractors, which we get after this level. This is the reward.
Is there no graphite going back to base? We can't build the...
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Oh, so I've got an overflow. So no, a lot. Well, it depends. So right now, not a lot. But as these turrets run out of things to shoot, then it will all flow back down to base. I have a loop and an overflow gate. We're good on titanium, by the way, so make sure it's titanium conveyors all the way. Right, turrets are making a mess. Like, the unit cap is determined by the core size you have, not per factory, just per unit. Okay. By the way, what I'm doing here is the reason Fortresscraft doesn't have copy-paste. That's good. Copy-paste it off to infinity. Even more so when you're doing it with something that generates resources. Though we could still do more graphite.
Yeah, I've got a graphite line here waiting to be pumped into something. I shall hook it.
Back to base. Back to base is fine. We have plenty of ammo. We don't have any graphite to spend on more turrets.
Okay.
No, it's called... so in Warcraft 2, this is called offensive towering. So the towers in Warcraft 2, not in Warcraft 3. The damage per wood, per resource spent, and the health of turrets was far higher than a unit. So assuming you could actually build it, which was obviously not always easy to do, it was more efficient to build turrets than units. And hence you just walk the towers right into the enemy base. Alright, let's just let those get killed. Oh, right, okay. Such like I've just realised that none of those can actually. That's an air. It's an air thing. If you if we haven't unlocked any of the things, that's an air only unit. So let me just pick a turret. There you go. I'll just kill it with those turrets. You'll be safe in about soon. I notice, Charlotte, that debug key, not debug key, the fullness key also shows you how much ammo are in enemy turrets. And that's interesting, because one of the issues I have had quite often is knowing how... Because you can cut off a turret's ammo supply and then force it to waste its ammo. Yeah, that's what's going to get a little trickier, Shaka, because they are hails, and they have the same range as me. So sometimes what you need to do is distract the hails with, yeah, like that. Or just build quick and they can be destroyed. Sorry, what's a... Oh, right, okay, yeah, it might be a bug. I mean, I didn't know it was a key until you told me. Okay, what are they? They're hails too. Oh, we're getting quite a lot of units per wave now. Coming in at us.
Cool. They waving. Oh.
Very good.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
Yeah, no, Lottie, I would agree it's a bug. Because, oh, we're out of... quite often what I would do is that I will cut off the supply lines and then I'll just fly my ship past it until it runs out of ammo. But usually you're doing that blind just until it stops shooting. So it'd be more than a little bit nice to see it's out or it's safe. Why is my hail... Oh, is it not in range? I have to wait for these to fill up. Yeah, that's not getting jammed up now. Oh, God, I can get a little bit more coal there, and a little bit more coal there, a little bit more coal there. What I can actually do with, just realised, is we're actually full on coal, so I will duplicate that one thusly. I said this is why I really need to get my arse in gear and get a water-cooled graphite system sorted out, because they for each coal that you have access to, they will create more graphite. Oh, I can't go up there. No armoured conveyors yet either. Yeah, that's more graphite. Oh wow, they're full on ammo. Awesome. Oh, it's neat, isn't it? One of the only requests I've had of the people I'm playing this game with is don't use schematics you've got off their Discord. Their Discord is amazing, but it means that it's not you playing the game, you're using somebody else's genius. So we only have a few schematics. And we went through four different graphite setups. So we've got a 4 and a 5, but it's really good. You don't need the filter, but it just helps. That one's good because that one you can extend infinitely in a coal one. I've seen some unbelievable schematics, but like I look at them going, you know, not only do I not really understand what the schematic is trying to do, quite frankly, I wouldn't feel it was me doing it anyway. You know, it's like playing a racing game, and I'm playing it competitively against these lads, and I'm using setups for the car handling I found online. Like, it's not really fair. Plus, it means when someone goes, how does that work? You go, I don't know. I found it on the internet. Which is honestly everything wrong with society today.
Isn't that also part of what is everything right with the society? Okay.
No, everything wrong.
Everything from others' expertise.
Yeah, I know, but then I don't feel as satisfying. Charlotte, yes, you are quite right, actually. Yeah, we could have shot the hails out by hand. Now, ripples, I believe, are the longest range. They are 36 blocks. And hails, which are very good, are 28. The only problem with the ripples, they can't target for shit. And they are expensive as all hell. Yeah, I could. You say that. I mean, in theory, I think I can shoot this. Or, you see, I can just shoot that. Which is easier. We haven't unlocked any alternate forms yet. Oh my god. No rush. Just, It's just told us our core's full and what happens. Thanks.
Can we not build those bolts around it?
We can.
Offset method.
Absolutely. Not that we need any more, but yes, you can build containers around it. They are only 100 titanium ago. So far, by the way, we have made a massive loss on all our resources, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, yes. So Charlotte's reminded me, you can control-click on units, take control of them, and then run them around. Which is good for killing anti-air, less good for killing anti-ground. Now, I think our core, we are using the best core we've got access to. Which isn't very good.
7k capacity.
Okay, that's... Oops, too close. Armor. Armor's not working. Yeah, how can I put this? We're still not sending much graphite back to bases. We're still firing a lot of it at the enemy. That's getting better now.
I made 2 things here that are going straight back to base, unless someone's tapped it.
Yeah, but we got 600 graphite and it's going down. Oh, it's going up slowly, but only because I stopped building turrets for a moment. Just to tell you how well we were doing.
I found 2 large scratches of coal, and I could reload those down. Oh, there's more coal here. Yum. Mine.
Oh, hell. They got flyers. We have no flying defences at all, anywhere. Not for half the level. I'm on the case.
Thank you. I'll give you the ammunition for it.
No, I need to... No, because this is the thing. I don't have any... We don't have anything running up here. Basically, Fortresscraft did teach me to think big. I built 10 of these and it's very slow. Well, why didn't you build 20? Well, that'll take a while, but okay. Then build 20 more and build 100. Just keep building them.
Oh, I've got graphite up here if you need it.
Now, we're actually full on graphite, which should mean all of the surplus goes back to base. We're almost full. It's...
Oh, that's an enemy base that's shooting at me. Whoops. Okay, that's an enemy base there, that's why.
Nobody shoots my buddies but me! We're quite close to the core. I can't get much closer to the enemy core, I'm afraid. We need to use units for the last bit. There's no kill like overkill.
Oh yeah, baby. Alright, so I'm just going to bring this graphite back down to main base now.
So, Shaka, if you just got... yeah, see, these new conveyors are awesome. Unfortunately, there aren't. So we'd have to use a... No, bridge between there and there. I don't think you can click drag them either. Oh. Oh, wait, hold on. I built that very wrong. So bridge conveyor from there to... Wait, is that too big or... Ah, too big. Okay, how do I set turn around? So doing that also gives me a very clear indication of where I'm not allowed to build anything. Because those turrets will just destroy that cheap shit I built. So then I build my turrets just outside of the range of the cheap shit. Or possibly just inside the range.
Whoops.
Hey, plans sounded good though.
Yeah.
We haven't really played with the payload conveyor yet because we haven't really had a reason to. I know you can pack stuff up, but we haven't got access to that machinery. Oh. I'm just going to cut off that not copper, lead supply. And then that's it. We should just be able to stroll up to the base. I do feel the artillery is too cheap, though. In tower defense, the most important thing is range. It trumps all other statistics because of pi. Pi.
Ginsters, or Phelps?
That's just a ridiculous question.
I know.
There is only one answer, but I'm from Hale, so I'm a... Hello, Dora. I'm obviously a Phelps boy. Yes, this game does have a mouse cursor, so stop hitting it. Shalka, we are so bad at this game. Why are we not using distributors? Look, when you build a distributor, you get loads of surface area to put turrets around. I never remember about distributors. It's because in the little thing in the bottom right, they're the same size.
Yeah, it should be bigger.
No.
Hello.
Oh, it's all these. We seem to have a bit of extra copper here. Let's burn that. A bit of the extra coal in there.
Burn?
Burn coal.
Please don't burn the copper.
Coal.
Coal's fine. Well, we don't need power, do we?
Yeah, the robots need to be jammed
No.
to build.
Charlotte, you can pack and unpack items onto it. I saw a video on it, and I didn't pay enough attention to remember exactly how it works.
I'm going to water over. No, that's not working. No, generator. Right, there we go.
Yeah, I don't have the firepower to knock out. Oh, I guess I could just sit here. Like their scatter defenses are nearly down. I'm pretty sure that's just a complete waste of time, though. Oh, can I get a ripple?
Raspberry ripple.
I was just thinking the word raspberry over in my head. Raspberry ripple, raspberry ripple, raspberry ripple.
So, for us to go out. Oh, there we go. So they sort of fall off the conveyor belt going, oh, I'm scared. Oh, actually, I've just remembered. So we are producing lots of those green things. Just need a bit more.
I did unlock a ton of different unit types, by the way, Shalka. I don't know which ones you are looking at, but I noticed you've only built the ground one. We also have air factory, naval factory, and additive. Have you built the additive yet?
I've not built the additive.
I've built an additive.
Put some stuff in our forge.
Which puts silicon and graphite in, I think. Actually, that's awfully convenient. Because there's some right there. Oh, maybe not. Oh, it doesn't have any power. Okay, now we just need some silicon. Ah. I will tap some of the silicon off that you've got, but that you have... Oh man, you haven't left much room. No, we don't have much silicon. So let's just... I might be thinking of that, but I'm reasonably sure the first demo video I saw of these payload conveyors. You Google payload conveyor and hit videos. I'm pretty sure it's the first video on that place where they do things on the internet, YouTube. Okay, all of the electric defenses are now down. We are only down to the scatters.
Do we have to have these conveyor belts? They do. What do they do exactly apart from letting the walkers walk?
The big ones. They force the units to go where we want them, so the units get dropped off where we want them. There may be other things we can do. It looks like there's an upgrading system and stuff as well. So then you spawn the units, and then they go along the upgrade path, and then do the thing when they get there. Yeah, we haven't actually cut off their lead line, unfortunately. Okay, so build progress, nothing. So how does the additive reconstructor work?
Well, I think it must be fed.
Additive reconstructor upgrades inputted units to the second tier. Ah, right. So a mono becomes a poly, a nova becomes a pulsar, and so on and so on and so on. Hey, we did it. Or is it that this has to go straight on the output? Is it that it has to go there? No. Well, maybe actually. Why does it... Wait, why does... Oh, sorry. The thing on the bottom right means it doesn't have 40. I'm like, but it's got 33. Yeah, okay, but how does it work? You don't feed it in something through a conveyor belt. You don't feed it in units directly. Oh, you guys both been disconnected for some weird reason.
What?
You just said you...
Oh,
Jack disconnected.
Need
Okay.
to be a bit smaller bits.
That's what I was going to do. That was just sync. Sync.
No. You should. That Shaku disconnected, and I read the messages wrong.
Yeah, but it didn't sort of throw me out the game. Which is good, I guess.
Yeah, I don't see how this additive reconstructor works at all.
I don't think we have any level 2 things, so there might be nothing to upgrade into.
Ah. Yeah, no, I have. I've done the Atrax, the Pulsar, the Mono, the Poly, the Risso, the Minky. Minky. But yeah, I definitely have all the upgrades. Well, I definitely have some upgrades. Ah, water extractor. Glorious. It's quite nice being able to just... Not like Shaka. See you tomorrow, sir. Alright, let's go back to titanium. So we've now got water collectors. So that means that we can pop down water extractors. That means we can upgrade lots of our stuff with no effort, just by sticking a water extractor down next to a thing and a drill. Did they require power? I can't even remember.
Water extractors, I think they do, if I remember correctly, which I may not be. I may be making shit.
They do require power. But I want to speed... The only thing okay, actually we're up to 12k, nearly everything, apart from silicon, graphite, and metaglass. I've just sped up the metaglass. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. So where's one of the graphites coming from? Graphite should be coming from everywhere. That said, there are still a whole bunch of base level drills. Yeah.
Speed that line up. That's quite a slow line. Let's just do that some titanium love.
Oh yeah. Well, it's spitting out won't help because it's not very. Oh wow, blimey. Okay, this never got finished by the looks of it up here. So let me upgrade all of the coal to a decent tier of coal. Let me route stuff around the long way so there's more room. So this means I can pop down a water extractor with power and a Bennett. There. Didn't leave myself quite enough room on that, which is my own fault.
I must admit, the tabletop simulator, although sounds a bit daft, was actually bloody good fun, wasn't it?
Yes. Well,
I'm just looking back at it with fun memories, should we say?
Yes. I mean, the thing that helped with Gimme the Brain, it's a simple game, and it's one I know 100%. There's no like, I need to look at the rules. I know everything about that game, and that really helps when we're doing that sort of thing. So Hero Quest, I if I read the rules for Hero Quest, we might do a bit better, but obviously I don't know the rules for Hero Quest. It becomes quite tricky to go, I simply don't know how to do that. So it helps if it's a game that you've already played. Learning new games, I think, could be a bit trickier. But yeah,
I don't know how they get all these sort of things inside the game to make them like the pigs and things. Are they?
There's a whole mod interface for creating stuff.
The game I quite like is called Zombie Dice. And you basically get 13 zombie dice in a nice dice jar, part of the packaging actually. And what you do is basically you roll 3 dice, and there are red dice, yellow dice, and green dice, and the colour indicates the difficulty of the dice.
The die.
And basically it's the die, yeah. And depending on, basically you're a zombie, you're after brains. But on the dice on the green ones you've got 3 brains, 2 runners, and 1 shotgun blast. So you've got 3 different things you can get on these. A brain means you keep it. A shotgun blast means you took a shotgun blast, and you can only take 3 and then you're dead. And there's a pair of feet, which is basically someone's run away from you, so you didn't ever get any brain. And you can you re-roll it basically, and you pull 3 out, you shake them, and you throw you basically put the brains to one side, the shotgun blast to the other. And you basically say, right, I've got 3, I'll stop.
Is it on? Is it on there?
I don't know, but it's a bloody good game.
Well, you should have a look at that.
It's a physical thing. I mean, this 7 Wonders is quite good as well. It does take about a couple of hours to go through, but it's quite good fun because there's lots of planning and there's like tactile boardy sort of stuff in the game, which I really get a buzz from.
Tactile or tactical?
Sorry?
Tactile or tactical?
Tactile.
Tactile.
You have tiles. You have things you put on the board, and you things you have to put down and tuck underneath and things. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of stuff. That doesn't.
And they were completely sort of standard in terms of not the mainstream, I suppose, the way the people call it these days.
Oh yeah, I mean the problem with so it's not like Hero Quest is as well. The setting up of Hero Quest just looks to be so much of a pain. Like much easier to do a setup like that in reality.
Have it scripted, so you just go bunk.
Exactly. I'm like, why?
That's the advantage of it. Is if you fuck something up, you're like, you know what, bunk, reset.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was surprised that it wasn't scripted. You go, I'd like to play this level now, and it just goes, badoink, this level is now active.
Well, almost what you want is a scripted GM to sort of guide you through your first playthrough and go, this is what you want to do first time round. So you've got a sort of because a lot of these games, I've been to quite a few games clubs in the past, and if you've got someone who knows the game, they can guide you through it, and then once you get you've got a handle on it, you can enjoy it a lot more by going, oh yeah, I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the games are like, I have no fucking clue how to play this, and you're all sort of like stupid together, and you're like, am I doing this right? I'm sure I'm not doing this right.
Yes.
You just can't be certain that you're sticking to the rules. Like Forbidden Temple. Is it Forbidden Temple?
Oh, the one with the
Forbidden Island. Forbidden Island.
That's the one with the soundtrack you play that's an hour long, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
No.
There's one of those. You basically play a soundtrack in the background, so it's an hour long. So certain things happen at certain times.
Oh, and it has to. Yeah.
Well, it actually came with a CD. The game I'm thinking of. I do remember Atmosphere.
Oh yeah, that was a VHS, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a VHS. Atmosphere was rubbish if you played it against the person who owned it because they knew when everything happened. Because obviously there's two sides, there's 2 stories, but once you've done it a few times, you know when it's coming. It's Forbidden Island one where the edge of the island starts to disintegrate as you play.
It all drowns, everything sinks. Yeah.
I have
it's
played
very
that.
Clever, but you've got ground tiles, and they've got a black and white on one side and a colour on the other. and the black and white indicates that it's going to sync next time it gets turned, so it gets taken out of play. But other players and other cards means you can flip them back to the coloured side, and that indicates that you've rescued it for a moment. You shored it up with sandbags or some sort of tool in the game. Some sort of theoretical tool you might have with you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm perfectly happy. Like I did enjoy it overall. I was quite surprised to degree how bad the graphics were. Unnecessarily so. The performance was all right. Like I tried to put it. So you want to run your headset 150%, and I know that feels like that's above what you want, but
what?
It's just 150% render resolution, render scaler, whatever.
Oh, so I thought you meant the volume.
The volume, yeah.
Well, I mean, the def.
But 150% is your target. More than that is you'll still get gains, but they're very minimal at that point. 100% does not mean full detail. 150% is a little bit less than full detail, but not noticeably so. Slightly confusing, I know.
Yeah.
I put mine to 150%, and I couldn't hit 90 frames a second anymore in Tabletop Simulator. I was hitting 45 plus reprojection. Now, in that particular game, it's okay to have reprojection because nothing's happening, nothing's moving. So reprojection just means the game runs at 45 frames a second, and the headset makes the extra frame.
Was it like a sort of interpolation or just a repeat or something?
Well, it draws the same physical game frame, but warps it according to how much you've moved your head in the last 1/90th of a second.
Oh, yeah, that's clever.
It is very. I mean, that was the real game changer. This was a technique that's only, crikey, 5-6 years old. That was a game changer because suddenly you didn't need to run your game at 90. You could run it at half of 90 just fine.
Which is what you really want to do, because you really want, not being funny, but you want 90 frames per second, but per eye. But if you can get away with halving that some sort of clever way, that means you get more GPU grunt to get more frames out. And better.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was saying.
Confusing.
This is what I was saying to Schalke, that Facebook's approach has been to develop techniques like that, rather than just think what they could do is to sell you a much bigger and better headset. Because they give you a headset with 8K by 8K per eye, and it'll be the world's highest resolution headset. They've got the money to make it happen, but they know that almost no one will be able to run it because they don't have the money to then make their own video card. So I'm gonna leave you for a second and grab a drink, and then I'm gonna wander and murder some more murders. Hope you're having fun, by the way, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as ever, if there's something you want us to do, like a game you want us to play, a way you'd like us to play a game, let us know. We are very open to suggestions, especially Max when he's had a couple of pints.
That's wrong with a double application of beer.
Oh, on the subject of ginger, it's better to be proactive rather than reactive with it.
Oh, yes.
So if you go, you're going, right, let's...
I was just eating some. I've got the habit of it the last few months.
It's
Having
nice.
to eat
It's
my
nice.
games.
It's good.
Otherwise, it's like bad.
I mean, I know people who have digestion problems full stop, and they eat a lot of ginger because it really helps. It's a wonderful plant.
Yeah.
Right, well, we're maxed out on everything except graphite, and there is a distinct lack of, coal on this level. It looks like I can get another one in there.
I feel little scratches. If I could take a few guns out, I could make some more.
Yeah, I haven't taken any guns out in any level because I still don't know what the rules are. Is it that you can never get attacked again? Is it that there is something about if your level is near an enemy base, it can get attacked again? I know that, but I don't know what that means. Whereas I know what it means, but I don't know quite how that manifests itself. You know, does it get attacked every hour? Does it get attacked constantly? I don't know. So I haven't taken any guns down on the basis though this is our production level. I don't even know if that part of this game is fully fledged yet. Wow, we actually don't have enough sand. How on earth? Yeah, but what does you need? See, that doesn't help, Charlotte. What you've just told me is exactly what I already know. You need to you get attacked and you need to defend it. What does that actually mean? I need to replay the level from scratch. I will get jumped in with a guardian. Like, I get the concept. I just don't understand what that really means. I want to do a thorium level, by the way. I want thorium.
Right.
Because then we can do all the cool stuff. Like armoured conveyors. I miss armoured conveyors. I want them back.
Yeah.
Right, are we good? We're making everything...
I'm just flying around getting this last little bit sorted.
I have souped up our graphite a wee bit.
Just saying.
You've got to replay the... Oh, right, but... Well, unless it's cranked the difficulty up, surely that just means... Skip wave, 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 skip wave. Dumb. I mean, I'd like the idea that the planet was completely uninhabited, and they were at one side and we were at the other, and then it's a question of like trying to cut off their supply lines or vice versa. I don't know how old you are. I won't possibly begin to guess, but if you were old enough to remember Carrier Command, like that, but with all this sort of RTS elements. I can't believe I'm tearing up stuff in order to get more sand. That just feels just blasphemous.
Who's titanium up there?
The new Carrier Command is shit, Kohak, and we do not talk about it.
There is a little scratch of sand here, by the way.
Oh, no, I don't know if you've seen it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 20 of them here.
Oh, cool.
No, yeah, but that's still not enough. More! Yeah, but I mean, Charlotte, you've seen the way we play. We tend to overdo it. So if we're forced to replay a level, we are going to stomp it.
Especially if the girls get involved.
Yes.
That's one of the things that are, you know, it's a classic sort of misnomer. Oh, girls don't play video games, only boys do. You know, girls do, and actually they bring a different facet to it that boys don't bring to it. And so I think as a human race, you know, I think you know, boys and girls come together make better gamers, get a better gaming experience. I mean,
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah. I mean, Esmir tends.
what do they call it? What's the,
Esmir tends to more programmer stuff than me. I just tend to overdo it. She programmers it. It's like, no, don't buy that nightclub. This one here is 17% better. I'm like, I just wanted to have a disco. I don't care about the thing.
you then get told, quit your jibber jabber.
Quit your jibber jabber. Okay,
Jazz, man.
are we good to go?
No, I've got optimization things.
But yeah, but like, unless it's a significant one, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. More coal. More coal. Need more coal.
Yeah, I've got as much out of those as I can, really. Oh, though it might help. I mean, only a little bit, but if this one was actually connected up to anything.
Yeah, that is connected up.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yes, connected to that distributor. Yeah.
That one's having alright, Ozpaz attack. Oh, that's the water one that's struggling with something. What's the water? What's this going? Yellow, green, yellow, yellow, yellow.
It doesn't have enough. Doesn't quite have enough water. Oh, it's pump speed. Oh no, it does have enough water, so it's turning off. And then it's turning back on again. Then it's turning off. It's turning back on again. So it's off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on. Hysteresis, dear boy. Hysteresis. Why would you do it like this?
Hysteresis.
I think it's hysteresis. Again, not...
Lots of people call it hysteresis at my work. Go on, that's something we do quite a lot.
I do too. Though admittedly,
but we use it for not turning things on and off so much.
well, that's what hysteresis. That's what it is. It is. Yeah, I use it a lot too. I use PIDs.
Cool.
What's it? Proportional integral derivatives. Yeah, we use that. I did that once, and my lead programmer was horrified. He couldn't understand how it worked. And I'm like, you just had a bit of the error to it every frame. I bet a helicopter follows something, and he couldn't work it out. And years later, I found out that's called a PID.
Yeah, proportional integrative derivative loop.
So we have
Loop, yeah.
stained mountains. We have also we have a procedural one, but stained mountains seems like a fairly disgustingly named level.
Yeah.
We'll go with the big core, and we're going to take 2,000 of each resource. So I could probably take 3,000 of each resource. We haven't bothered with oil yet. We haven't seen thorium. But I swear these devs troll me by making these scratches just impossible to perfectly efficiently use.
Yep.
Alright. Okay, I don't know where they're coming from, so let's get some graphite going. I haven't seen any titanium yet. Or scrap, so we might not be able to go high speed. Like, we can for a while, but only until we spend our 3,000... And that's it. Gone.
Yeah. Well, keep your powder dry. Keep it in reserve until you absolutely desperately need it. Then you can build something that you actually do need with it. There's a tiny bit of titanium here. A couple of tiny scratches of coal down here.
If there's titanium there, hook that one up. Get it running back.
Where are you?
Yeah, and I'll get this graphite going.
Where's
And
the
that
titanium, sorry?
to the right, you said, little scratch. Oh yeah, there's the big scratch straight above it.
Let's have that.
Yeah. Now, can we cross the water on this level? Yes, thankfully. So one trick I do know, Charlotte, I can drag it in this direction, then use the wheel mouse twice to build backwards along the mouse. You can also use it to build a horizontal row like that. I'm sure you already knew, but maybe some watching didn't. Right.
Maybe even me.
It's one I use
oh,
a
no,
bunch.
I can't go across deep water. Let's go round. That's annoying a little bit.
Oh yeah, can't go across deep water.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I've no idea if it's air, if it's ground, what direction. I don't even know where the enemy's coming from yet. However, as I've said, always a good idea. If it's copper, stick a duo next to it. If it's lead, stick some scatters next to it. And we might have to tear this up later on and get some more forward defences. Well, whether it's air or ground, we shouldn't have any issue for the first wave, and it's only the first wave I need to survive, because then I know where to go off and make a mess of everything. I haven't actually looked at the mods for this, so I assume from what you're saying there is a modding community for it. Are they workshop mods, or is it bugger about awkward mods? The current plan is to do modded SnowRunner tomorrow, but a lot of that, because Malcolm was saying why, I go, because they've got mod support. I just browse in the game, I want that truck, bang, I've got that truck. You can have custom levels and everything, so mods is one thing. Easy to use mods is very important. There is workshop. Okay, that's good. I may actually have a look at that then. Or is it? Oh no, I've downloaded maps off the workshop. Is there? Like Fortress Craft mod support was a lot of work, and it wasn't done by me, and it was a huge amount of work by a. Custom planets could be good. I mean, I enjoy the planet. I think this is. I like this new progression system. I like going back to a previous level after we've completed this one, and improving it and using it as our launching base. So at one point we will have to abandon that launching bay because it doesn't have thorium. Die! Got it. Okay. I've just hooked up a bunch more copper. I remember we've got water, so we need to get Mesoglass sorted. We do have water, so we can cool these things. Oh no, I mean, Lottie, what I mean is when you don't use your global resources when launching from somewhere, you use the resources of the place you're launching from. Global resources seems to only be for research. So we just go back to our base, which is currently called Titanium right now, and we launch from there, because that one, we've upgraded it, and it's making lots and lots and lots per hour.
Bulk power.
That was loud.
What do you need to put down? Yeah, let me just smash my. Still, every time I grab this mouse, because it's an upright mouse, normally you turn your hand flat and just pass over it with a normal mouse. You can't do that with these mice. You knock them sideways.
Gotcha.
It's a bloody good mouse, actually.
But what do you mean launch? I use the smallest launch space from us. I don't understand. I haven't seen. I know what the launch pads were, but I haven't even seen them.
Oh, to throw stuff into space, weren't they? Oh.
Yeah, but we don't need that anymore. It just seems to just turn up in our global resources.
Yeah.
All right, let me give priority to titanium. There we go. Like that particular aspect of this system doesn't seem to have been explained at all, really. I just worked out when you launch from a level, it gives you a little arrow, like a little arc, sorry, and that shows you where the resources for your current mission are coming from. So we just max that out. But why do I need to? I can just click on the first sector and then click on the next sector. All I do is click on the first sector, join it, and then leave it. Done. I mean, I can do that in 2 seconds. Why would I bother launching stuff to other sectors? Or does that mean I can then... like, again, the first Mindustry 5 suffered from the similar issue to this one. It's not hard enough. And I don't mean the, have you lost the mobs are coming at you too quickly. I mean, the grind is nowhere near big enough. So I'm unlocking.
Run out of grinding.
Yeah, I'm unlocking way more stuff than I can possibly use. And we've done the launch and factory stuff in a slightly efficient way, but not particularly. And we're swimming in resources. We're drowning in resources. So why would you do that? Like, why wouldn't you have it so it is, you know, the game requires you to set up really massive factories. Again, this is the Fortress Craft thing. Is actually when people say, what, I genuinely need 100 million power. I'm like, yeah. They go, that's way more power. I'm like, yep, time to start building a bigger base then. You know, the game actively goes out of its way to encourage / force you to do those sort of things. Whereas this, I like doing that sort of thing. The game doesn't seem to care whether or not I do. It just seems to make it very easy. Good. What you on, Max?
Right now, I'm not sure. I think I'm just sorting these lines out for this moment. It's been OCD.
Well, we need silicon and metaglass.
Okay. So I can do about
that. But Lottie, as I said, like I don't need to bother with that. I can launch right now with, was it 12,000 of any given resource? 12,000 of resources is enough to let me ruffle stomp any level in the game. That's just not a challenge. I mean, to a degree, I've done that thing I really like doing in computer games, which is I like the idea where I can spend time to make the game easy. I can either be super good at the game, or I can just, you know, grind away. I can do some stuff, and that works too. And unfortunately, I appear to have accidentally completely overdone it without really trying very hard. And I seem to have accidentally kind of made that whole thing just a bit of an irrelevant mechanic. I could build a forward base in units. Okay, but so are you talking about a launch pad that will farm resources from one level to another live? Can I farm multiple launch pads to a sector I'm fighting in? Like right now, if I had an entire previous level sending me its results, I can't lose. Not unless the level's going to get a fuck ton harder than they are currently. So I can have multiple sectors feeding to this sector, so we can spend that resources from a previous sector. I'm assuming it gets a lot harder then. There aren't any guns that fire titanium, are there?
Don't know.
That's the other thing. Duos to start with, scatters to kill almost everything in the game, hails to kill everything else. There are other turrets. I'm fully aware there are other turrets, but I generally don't bother. And that's another thing I found. There weren't enough reasons to struggle through with the other turrets, because generally you can just build a shit ton of the crap turrets, and that works much better than it should. It's not really been tiered very well. Oh, I can build containers now. That no, so I need a unloader. Yes. See, now I can start to build some buffer.
Butter, you say?
So some of the previous levels in Mindustry were horrible. Like you just start and you couldn't possibly get on top of it. But in Mindustry 5, you were restricted what resources you could take until you had beaten it, and then you had to restart the level with more resources, which was fine. So you're saying in this, basically, I will have to start a level fresh, but with a shit ton of resources, and work. look forward to it. We did a bunch of the PvP maps, but they were a bit rubbish because they were really PvE maps, and the first, like, they were PvE races. So you just had to race through a whole bunch of blockers, and the first person to break through was almost always the one with the best defenses anyway. Well, I no disrespect. You saw the way we built turrets, and you went, I think you're overdoing it. I don't think you're overdoing it enough. And I do tend to do offensive tower like this because if the forward run of towers gets destroyed, which they might, the units then have to come back down to the earlier run of towers. They have to fight their way through all of the turrets. But this is how I play RTS games wherever I can. Always overdo it as much as possible. So here, imagine this gets destroyed. That means the units have to destroy that and then walk their way all the way down this whole row of turrets, which is possible, but unlikely. Oh, we're at copper. How are we at copper?
Yeah, good question.
Thanks. Well, so remember, water cooling is huge boost. Not a little one, big boost. And we can now build water extractors anywhere. We just don't have any power yet. And I don't think you're doing silicon or metaglass yet.
Trying to.
Awesome.
Just need power.
Well, yeah, but you can start with solar. We've got a few thousand.
I've got coal here.
Oh, then use steam. Yeah, cool. Good plan.
Steam? I haven't got water.
Yes, you do.
Water extractors.
No. There's water here.
Oh, right. Help.
Yeah. Try not to use water extractors and steam because it's very hard to break even. Yeah. Okay, so if you run me some coal and up into that. I think we either tend to fail or blitz the level in a hilarious amount of overkill. Usually the overkill, but not always. And unlike a lot of people in the Factorio community, I actually did my research. They go, oh, don't put routers next to each other. It does cause a small performance boost loss, but it is far outweighed by the ease. There you go. We're now at plus 3,300. Done. And nice modular design as well. Now, there is a limit to how much we can squeeze in, because eventually we will run out of coal and water pressure. So the water pressure is already beginning to drop a bit. But it does work pretty well. Flyers.
Yeah, make glass. Unfortunately, I had to smush it into a tight little area. Because ideally, I would have brought resources somewhere else and then done it, but
it's all right.
I'll do for now. Something's better than nothing.
Yeah, metaglass, then silicon, and. Yeah, we don't have access to any of the good stuff. We've got tons of power, so that's good. That I don't know what our power is at total, but don't forget you can also water cool the coal if you do need more.
Right,
I think actually water might be our limiting factor there. But now you've got a power network. Now you can you can water cool anything that's not performing as well as perhaps it could. And the other thing, Charlotte, is we are obviously playing multiplayer. I mean, when we played... How many people did we have playing Mindustry 4? I think 7 or 8 at times.
Yeah,
that helps. Yeah. Once you get over the please, just wait a minute at the beginning of the level till we've got a decent throughput. That works quite well. Oh, out of ammo. I do absolutely abuse the copy-paste system, like constantly, in a way that I don't think was necessarily intended. But we can use what I'm doing here not just to increase defenses, but to increase resources. And that obviously you just get, 5 gives you 10, 10 gives you 20, 20 gives you 40, and we're at copper, and so on. So we do have copper coming here, but unfortunately it's sharing the titanium line. Oh, you sped it up again. I left that slow on purpose, but I guess we don't need more titanium.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. You had a filter there, and there was metaglass on the wrong line, and it all stopped.
Yeah, I was trying to just get the metaglass into the base for my
Gotcha.
What I need to do is turn that to the right and put a bridge conveyor there. Which is 1. Oh, you can't reach that far, bollocks. It's only 4 bloody... It's only 4, but it's...
I mean, honestly, we've got 4K metaglass and 1K copper. It's probably the other way around for a priority.
Yeah, right, we'll do that then.
The other thing, of course, even if you can't completely water cool something, like even if you've got to share like one water cooling between 4 one water extractor between 4 pumps or something, something inefficient, it's still such a power boost. It really, really is. Like the ones that aren't boosted doing 0.5, the ones that are doing 2, it's just bonkers.
Bonkers.
Yeah, so they did make a mess this, I didn't get to rebuild it. Another thing I tend to do for forward bases is a container. So I'll do it a little bit neatly. So sometimes your limiting factor is just getting stuff back in time. So what you can do is you can have, it's not massively useful in this particular case, but I can do a single input in, and that input is at speed 1, but then I can have multiple inputs out. So that means that container will fill up over a period of time, and then it will go to sleep and it will back down. And that means when I have to refill these turrets, I'm refilling them at a much higher speed. Oh shoot, they're coming round. Yeah, the fuck you are. Yeah, we do it. So forward bases with, 1 or 2 lines in and then 4 lines out. So when the turret's empty, we can quickly refill the turrets and then much more slowly refill the container. This is not a great example, but I just didn't leave myself much room. Do I ever? Motherfuckers went in a different direction.
Ah.
But yeah, I did do some of the Mindustry 5 levels to the point where, we got pretty much as far as you can get. I think it was a challenge to get a level to 500, was it? And we just had just 5. We had thousands of crawlers and hundreds of gun turrets. So when the mobs spawned, they just immediately died. There was no gap for them to do anything. They just went click bang dead. Okay, lead is our lowest thing. That's actually quite surprising. It's not low. I've got a ton of lead. I'm just not sending any of it back. But I do feel the devs could have done a better job at balancing the turrets. The low-level turrets are so cheap, and because of the copy-paste, so easy to spam. So you don't ever really need to, really try hard on a difficult-to-use or an endgame turret. The ripples are only good because they're longer range. If they weren't, I probably wouldn't bother using them. So after these are down, where are they spawning from? Right there. Cool. Yeah. Now these guns, on the other hand, I can't quite spam quite so many because they are quite a lot more expensive. But that is where water cooling them is a good idea. So we're actually going to bother water cooling these. But again, I'll have an unloader there. So I'll load it. See, so you could do like a 4-to-1 thing. And then where possible, you can then have a high-speed network out. I can't in this case, I don't have enough room. But if I had another row of ripples in front, which I might do. Now these ones, we do want to water cool. How much power these actually need?
Not sure.
Well, the other thing about water cooling as well is water cooling doesn't need to happen constantly. Water cooling only needs to happen. So now this one will fill up. It doesn't lose water. It will begin to fill up very slowly with water. It's got a bit of water. That's not enough, but my point is that they don't need to be supplied with a lot of power. They just need to be supplied with power. I usually try, and I do try and encourage Shao and Max the same thing. When you make something, always slap a couple of solar panels down with it. And then you just end up with a very, very distributed grid. I've had to sort of try and stop Xiaoku building like centralized power stations because they work great. Right until one of them goes up in smoke and then suddenly the whole base comes off in power. He's also doing some cool things with diodes as well. And we are totes out of lead.
Yep. Got plenty down here. I just can't work out how to get it back to base because I've hemmed it. In a bit here. Maybe I'm just firing it across. Need like a
no.
drive or something like that.
That sand will... I can do it in a bit of a rubbish way. Because you can run it up there and then like that, but it will get a bit of sand in it. Although probably not very much by the looks of it. Oh, good call. Look at you go. I can shove that one on. Wait, hold on.
Oh, there's still a bit coming through.
No, hold on. You've put that. You need to do a junction there. Most of the lead will go to metaglass. Oh yeah, hold on. Need to get rid of that one because that was putting sand through. Like a pro.
Yep.
Cool. Let me spend all that lead we just got on power.
Let me speed it up.
Oh, there was an attack. It's already dead. Similar thing with these ones. If I've got the resources, which I might. Yeah, liquid tank. So that means I can fill the liquid tank up slowly. So I could have probably one water extractor filling the liquid tank up slowly. Then the ripples will drain it quickly. And then I have to just have it refilled before the next attack. Yeah, 40 water per second. Oh, not killed that. Now, mend projectors, I believe, do use constant power, which is very annoying. So they use power even when there's nothing to repair, I think. I'll find out. Hopefully I'll find... Yeah, but that shouldn't work like that. It shouldn't. I think it does, but it shouldn't. So if I pop a battery there, soon find out, because that battery is now empty. For all of the Fortress Craft machines were specifically designed so you could overbuild and then the machines would intelligently / semi-intelligently turn off. This appears to be more Minecraft style, where that's your problem. See? Overkill. Is that repairing anything? Is it not all repaired? Yeah, so that's using power constantly. Which is annoying. There we go.
Just in case sort of thing.
Oh, no, those ones look like they're getting slowly, very slowly walloped. I forgot what water cooling does for those. Water cooling is 1.3 fire rate. Cryofluid is 1.8. Cryofluid, it's just never worth it. It is always so damned awkward to do cryofluid. Just water plus titanium plus something awkward. Oh, okay, Charlotte. Yeah, I might have a look. I mean, to be honest, we played Mindustry a lot. And then we started to look at the maps. And quite frankly, the maps were a little bit lackluster. They're all the same thing. I've made it just so it's billions of everything and it's super hard. It's really... And you're like, just make it fun. You don't need to make it hard. Anyone can make a really, really hard map. Anyone. And that's just not the... not the goal. Well, I mean, it's easy to do, but it's not fun. The ethos should be fun. I mean, yeah. What were we playing the other day? We were playing something very hard, and then we went to something very easy and relaxing, and I'm like, it's nice not to be able to lose. Like, I like challenges sometimes, you know, the whole Dark Souls get good, but sometimes you just want to just sit back and relax and enjoy stuff.
Enjoy winning.
Well, not even we
just enjoy playing. Just
yeah,
enjoy the experience of the game.
Yeah, I mean that's why I like Red Dead. I mean, Red Dead, it's not something you just want to poop sock. You just want to just mosey around. Yeah, just want to mosey around on your horse.
Need a poop sock.
But yeah, you just want to mosey around on your horse, and you know there's loads of like incidental encounters that will happen. Wait, we got a comment. Dating online, MILFs. Why do we always get these same weird sex comments on every video I do? Wait, Lottie, Red Dead is...
so well.
Red Dead multiplayer is £3.50 at the minute. Red Dead was on sale. How much was Red Dead for the full thing?
35 quid.
No. When it was on sale, was it 35? But yeah,
36,
you can get the online part of it if that's all you're interested in. and it's £3, £3.80, £3.50, something like that.
I paid $3.99.
He paid $3.99.
Yep.
But, and I don't know because I've not played it before. People have apparently been complaining that Rockstar have cranked the prices of a lot of stuff up with the free update. It's like, well, what, the game's now not quite free, but the game is basically free. So they want you to give them some, you know, quote unquote shark cards for stuff. Like, well, of course they do. They are there making money. And like, you know, we've played GTA. We've played, there's about 8 expansion packs to GTA, and they're all free. They're all paid for by the whales. I don't see why anyone in their right mind would complain about this business model. If you are a whale, you get to have all the contents.
So what do you mean by a whale?
Someone who spends a lot of money on a free-to-play game. So, so in GTA, if I drop £1,000 or whatever, I can unlock everything straight away. I can just buy money, you know, buy shark cards. And a lot of people spend a lot of money on. So, like in Red Dead, we needed $200 for a posse, not real dollars. So we would have to purchase $200. So a lot of people are whales, and some whales will spend thousands of pounds a week on the game of their choice.
Very famous whales, to be fair, as well.
And that means that we get the expansion packs for free because the whales are paid for it, and people complain on it. Okay, come on, Charlotte. Which game? Wasn't Bloons Monkey City, was it? Thing about a lot of, like, with an incremental style game, like a mobile game, you realise quite quickly, you just spent like 10 quid and you go, cool, I've unlocked this thing. And you're like, oh, now I need this next thing. That's going to cost me 20 quid. Oh, and the next one's going to cost me 30. Oh, wait a moment, I'm not doing this. So in GTA, a lot of the reason, I do feel that Rockstar deserves some of my money. We've had a lot of enjoyment and we've paid, or I paid nothing for it. The problem is, like, what is 60 quid? No, was it 40 quid gets you like $2 million. And I'm kind of going, that's not enough money for my money. I'm at that level, I'm just kind of happy to wait and earn it. Now I have a nightclub, by the way, so we can do nightclub stuff. Mostly running drugs. Yeah, nightclubs are like the biker business, only you don't have... the supplies appear automatically as long as the nightclub is popular.
How do you make sure it's popular?
And you do missions. But it's not the biker gang where all of the supply missions can get twatted by idiots. And then we get a big single upgradable vehicle, and yeah, it all looks quite fun. So GTA, the laughs per minute are bigger than anything I've ever played. It is just endlessly funny.
Oh, incoming mobs.
I don't see any mobs.
I don't see no stinking mobs.
I see corpses. Sorry, I'm spelling on the graphite. Actually, see, Charlotte, that's not true. The loading times in GTA are really good. That ain't loading you're waiting for. That's networking and connections and stuff. So if you host a friends-only session, you get, 10 seconds?
No, you have to go offline. You have to play an offline session. Go into offline first, and then you go in.
That helps too, yeah.
Yeah. That really helps.
Yeah, so I set my GTA boots up in single player. So I can go double click the game, walk away, come back, and it's booted up. But yeah, what looks like loading isn't actually loading. So we often run whitelisted sessions. If you want to join us, let us know. And so we run whitelisted sessions with no gankers. And my goodness me, is the loading quicker on those sessions. Loading, quote unquote. But we've had it just sit there for 5 or 10 minutes, then we've just kind of gone, I'm not sure this is ever going in. But But yeah, the actual loading. So I actually looked at the loading because I was fast, because as you and I were discussing about SSD versus HDD versus NVMe. And she's like, oh, it's much, much quicker. And I'm like, I don't think it is. And then I actually had a look. And GTA on booting up, it barely hits 150 megabytes a second. And then it sits there. It does nothing. No disk activity, no network activity. It just sits there waiting for something off on the internet. But what will happen is if you think it should be loading quicker, you will then begin to believe it's loading quicker. But what's actually happened is you've actually just connected to a server that's not crap. I'm not happy with those flyers. But yeah, I was going to say I recently upgraded my first NVMe to see the difference, and that's not true. I've had an NVMe in one of my machines for a year or so now, and I never noticed any performance difference whatsoever.
Tech Tips did a video on that and said which one's the NVMe, hard disk NVMe, hard disk SSD, NVMe disk. And I said, go on, is the game playing on this one? Tell me which one's got the SSD and the NVMe SSD in it. And they're like, well, I can tell which one's got the hard disk in it. Yeah, okay. Can you tell which one's got the NVMe? No.
Yeah, the thing is,
we're talking seconds at most. You know, on a high. Popular game.
Well, I mean, even then, I run a hard drive for the vast majority of my games. I've got basically I have an NVMe if the performance annoys me. Warcraft does benefit somewhat hard drive to NVMe. So I've got 2 10 terabyte spinning disks, and they're NAS drives. So they're slow for a hard drive. But so they're the quieter, lower power, longer life bearings, lower speed, lower vibration things. But they're so dense that the data rate is through the roof, because they're no bigger than any other hard drive, but there's 10 terabytes on there. So I think they're like 400 megs a second, something like that. So my drives will do 400 megabytes a second, which is more than my NVMe delivers. Specifically, in this case, I happen to measure it in GTA. So there's no... You will get a bit of difference, you will. But I remember the time back in the old days when defragging your hard drive made a difference. It really doesn't anymore. Seek times are so low on modern drives. And then you've got hybrid drives with caching and so on and so on and so on. Wow, we are just mullering them, by the way. Hopefully, if anyone has been watching, by the way, I have inspired you to think bigger with this. Yeah, 400 megabytes seconds on the hard drive. Yeah, easy. No problems.
That's not within the IDE standard.
Well, no.
Sorry,
IDE.
So it's IDE.
Wow.
No,
Yeah.
Sorry. My brother's
But-
a bit old.
The limiting factor on loading games is nearly always CPU. Not always. Not that would be, oh bugger, I fucked this up. Nearly always CPU. 99 times out of 100, it's CPU. Oh shit, I've really screwed this up. Yeah, but I said it's a 10 terabyte disk. So it's not designed for speed, but once it's found it, remember the data rate is more or less limited by how fast you can seek, followed by how fast the disk is spinning. And these are NAS drives. I was expecting them to be terrible, but they were there for mass storage. But I just stuck games on them and went, can't tell a difference. Warcraft is the exception. Warcraft, you can see a difference between NVMe, SSD, and hard drives, but Warcraft is a extremely optimized game. The thing about Warcraft is it uses more than one thread whilst loading. Guarantee you the vast majority of your games use a single thread to load. So there isn't much performance to be had. This is why if you put an SSD in your Xbox or whatever, you will get some speed boost, but not a lot. because it's the CPU that's holding you back. That's why I always try in my games to load the bare minimum, get you going, and then quietly load in the rest of it while you're busy looking at the loading screen or whatever. Busy looking at the intro screen. Hide the loading away. That's the trick. Yeah, but not by a lot, Korhaka. Because all you're doing is straining the CPU more. Your CPU runs out of grunt much more. Actually, I think the PS3 hard drive was a particularly shit one, having said that. Oh, I was about to say, hey, it hasn't told us there's a Guardian. Then it goes, Guardian approaching in 5 waves.
Helpful.
So yeah, there is a Guardian. Don't know if it's air or sea. Air or sea, air or land. Oh, wait, how was that not backed up with graphite? Just open up a new thing and I've just realised this wasn't... The overflow gate's there. Oh, there's another overflow gate here. Guess I just need to wait. I did just build quite a few turrets, actually. I mean, a lot of this I've looked into because, to a degree, the amount of money I earn is based on how quick my computer is. If I'm waiting for my computer to do something, that is time I could be earning money. So when there is the option to spend money to make my computer faster, I will take it. Because it pays for itself very quickly. But I've got to the point, like, with this PC, there's not a lot I can do to upgrade it. Oh yes, Red Dead Online is 123 gigabytes. Max got told off very subtly from Virgin for downloading so much so quickly. I took 4.5 hours, and Rob finished at about 1 in the morning. I started at 4:30. It was done just before 9. To be fair, given the discussion we've just had, Lottie, you will understand that putting Red Dead on a hot SD probably doesn't make a lot of difference.
I've got that choice.
No, because Max is allowed to download 300 megabit for 10 minutes or an hour, not for 4 hours. There's all I see at a certain point where they go, what are you doing? What is it you could possibly be downloading for this long at this speed? But yeah, most ISPs will do that. They will assume you're doing something they haven't worked out. Obviously, what Max was doing is perfectly legitimate, but yeah, they expect you to do bursts of high speed. You know, you can have 300 megabit, but you only need it for 5 minutes because it's so fast. And yeah, but I'm downloading 123 gigabytes. No, yeah, 300 gigabytes in an evening. Max could have got it. Was it 58 minutes? I think I worked it out as. But he could have got it.
It took 15 minutes to allocate. It took 15 minutes to allocate this space.
Yeah, but it could have. No, I did the maths on how much 300 megabit will get you, and it's about an hour for 128 gigs. But the thing is, they don't expect you to run it flat out. Over an evening, you're talking about 5 hours. But yeah, but the thing is, Korhaka, you don't need to get all 3 terabytes those as quickly as possible. Hopefully you've got some sense and you'll pick the ones you want first. And then you'll be playing them. But it was just that we wanted to do a stream at 9. Oh, that's loud. So we wanted to do the stream at 9 o'clock, and the game came out at 4:30. So we had to get it down as quickly as we could.
But not on Steam. Steam came on until 7 or something.
Came out later. Yeah, came out earlier on.
They must be waiting for a cache service to populate or something really weird like
possible.
that.
Yeah, but Korhaka, if you just leave them downloading, it doesn't matter. Max got throttled to like, what, 40 megabit or something?
It was all over the place. It wasn't static at all.
Yeah.
It was
but
bouncing down like horse draws.
Like a horse is what?
Horse draws.
Whores. That makes more sense than horse draws. Like, what's a horse draw? Yeah, so he just got throttled. But if he left them loading, they was all right. They would have all been done by the morning.
Yeah. But what I did is I paused it. And then, oh, okay, backed up. And then obviously prime time came and went. And then I resumed it again. And went, yeah, here you go, have full speed again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they'll probably only throttle you essentially when there are other users that you are adversely affecting.
Yeah. Heard something really batshit today, actually. City Fibre, I'm told, they're doing cabling up my area. They're going to be putting poles up in the area to sort of connect people's houses to the fibre. Like, a pole
Above.
as in a telegraph pole.
Well,
What?
it's cheaper. It's cheaper and it's easier. But you know, gets knocked down. Like most of our power, and so this is one of the problems Virgin Media have got, is obviously they have to dig the road up to run more fibre and stuff. So I understand why.
This is a really good reason.
Yeah. Kohaku, they all do it. Like, you try downloading 10 terabytes over your internet, flat out. Run your internet flat out for 10 terabytes and see how long for your ISP go. What are you doing? And they'll just quietly throttle it. No, I mean, you are told quickly. It'll be a clause like, if you are found to be using your internet connection in an unfair fashion that affects other people, blah, 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 blah. But basically it means just don't overdo it. But it's not as if you went, you know what, I'm just going to download all of Usenet, haha. You didn't have a choice. Some games give you you can download the game and a high-res texture pack later, which would have been perfect in this case. But yeah, you were just like, well, I can't download half the game. I have to. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's a ground one. Okay, we are. This is going to be hilarious. You should probably come watch. Top right. Say, hang on. I'll tell the boss to not walk. Okay, boss is in firing range. See its health go.
Finish. Yeah, sure, that was hilarious.
If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. And now we've got the boss music playing. Yeah, it's just starting a little bit late. Charlotte, aren't you in the middle of Sheffield? I thought. Are you in some terrible village in the Derbyshire Dales or something with crap internet? Yeah, we don't need to overdo this level because we're not going to leave here. I wanted a thorium level to leave from. I have no idea why I thought you were in Sheffield. You're in Newcastle.
Newcastle?
Newcastle?
Old castle. Oh.
The closest I go to Newcastle is when I go to Teesside. Just close. Close-ish, I don't know. Oh, well, I do like to be beside the seaside, actually. I do like to be beside the sea. You've got the brass band going tiddly-om pom-pom. And there's some more words and I don't remember them. I do struggle with the accent because I'm not really from around here. You can probably have told by the accent. I really wish you got to see stuff moving on the map. Wait. I don't know. I assume that's a British thing, so I'm guessing you don't know it. Unless, I do like to be beside the seaside is something that the entire world knows. At least the graphite will start to rush back into the base now because the turrets aren't firing anymore. I'm probably going to do one more, but don't feel you have to because it is quite late. I just want to have a look. Oh, maybe not. It's Fungal Pass next.
Fungal Bungle.
So it's quite annoying. I can't see what they've got until I've been there. But the Windswept Islands was quite cool. Ah, sorry. I thought you were Australian. I forgot. Yeah, fungal pass, I believe. Yeah, enemy base. So you said that a sector next to a red sector, which is the one we did that was a combat level. Salt Flats, wasn't it? Salt Flats. So Salt Flats isn't red. Okay, cool. Oh, achievement unlocked. Small Empire. Control 10 sectors at once. Damn right. But I'm guessing there's a chance that some of these could have... actually, that looks right. So are you in the middle of something, Max? I'm going to look at that one.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Oh, insufficient core resources. Oh, man, we didn't get enough silicon. Oh, sorry. No, never mind. Duh. No. All we have to do now is just click titanium, go. Hey, we're back here again. Now click planet map. Oh, we still don't have enough.
12k here.
Yeah, now I don't understand how it works anymore. So I get a little wibbly line show me where we're launching from. What is this wibbly line doing?
Right, well, I must go to bed.
Okie dokie. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, why is it launching from there? I don't want to launch from this one, but I guess that's all right. So this is the one that's doing the thing. Let me see if I can fix our silicone. But why is it launching from that one? Why can't I thought I could choose where to launch from. Maybe I don't know anything. Who even am I? Are you real? So yeah, our current plan for tomorrow is SnowRunner modded. As ever, I do take votes from the Peanut Gallery. So it's possible that we will actually do somewhat else. Possibly Red Dead.
Like and subscribe.
Do like and subscribe, yes. I think... Where's my silicon coming from this level? Did we not do it?
No, we have silicon on that level. Definitely.
Can't find it.
Seen it.
Let's
follow the grey dots.
Follow the road. I can't see any silicon.
They're down on the bottom left, bottom right, sorry.
I just see graphite.
Which one's the silicon?
The round grey one. The grey dots, not the blue dots.
Yeah, it's coming down. It was coming into the core from the right of the map somewhere. Follow the sign. Follow the trails back.
Oh, yeah, I remember. I finished off. Yeah, it's because this is off because I needed to get this power. So we finished off with me putting a laser drill down, and then we left.
Okay.
So that's why.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Regarding the maintenance of the HP Reverb G2, to avoid it getting dust on the lenses, because it's going to be unused for, I don't know,
Yeah.
argument's sake, 17, 18, more like
19% of the time? Yeah.
20 hours a day. I'm keeping it in its bag. On the,
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
The dust from getting in there. Is that a good thing to do?
No, that's a good idea, yeah. The very important thing, and this is really important, don't, whatever you do, allow sunlight to hit the lenses. Because they are because they're Fresnel lenses.
They'll burn the insides.
They'll burn a hole through the insides in a few seconds. Do not, under any circumstance. Loads of people...
There are no windows.
It's
a long way away.
See, people didn't realise this when it first came out. And so people were taking their brand new DK1s that they just arrived straight off Kickstarter out into their garden in sunshine, getting photos of them for the internet, and then complaining there are 2 black spots on it, and it smells bad. What's going on? And then they're like, don't let the sun see it. Yeah, but it's very, very important. I've 3D printed a mount for my Oculus on the back of my motion rig, And there's 2 ways up I can put it. I be very careful I don't put it the wrong way up. But yeah, the bag's a good place. It's a nice bag as well, isn't it?
It's not too bad, yeah. I was going to use condensed, but actually, it's not microfiber. The one thing they could have given us, they didn't give us, which is a microfiber cloth.
Yes, a little branded one could have been nice.
Well, I was thinking it would be in one of the bags, but it didn't.
Yeah. I just bought.
They didn't tell you which I mean, it had so bloody hungry it needed a specific high-powered USB 3 port either.
Oh well, no, I haven't worked out why one isn't. My USB port, it should be good. It just doesn't work. I just have no idea why. To be quite frank, I don't really care that much.
Mine they're red on the back.
Yeah, red is USB. Red is USB 3.1. That's the good one. Super speed 3.1 high power.
Didn't work.
Yeah, mine doesn't work either. And I'm like, okay. So then I just plugged it.
Mine got the super SS on it.
Yeah, SS super speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've got a USB-C port, and then I got my first thing to plug into my computer with USB-C, and it doesn't bloody work.
Yeah. So here we go. 8 USB 3.2 Gen 2.
Oh, 3.2. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 USB 3.2 Gen 1. That's what works.
Yeah, but does yeah? I had literally.
Labeled SS on that. It's 4 in a row. Labeled SS.
But yeah, I had the same problem. But I was just like, well, then I plugged it.
Gen 2 port 3.
Vorpex is Vorpex. More bits. Vorpex, yes, can make you learn any game in VR for as long as you don't mind being sick. So Borderlands had a Vorpex driver for it, and when you say it makes it work, it did make it work, but it didn't generate a left eye and a right eye. It sent image every frame. It sent the first frame to your left eye, and the second frame to your right eye, and the third frame to your left eye, and the fourth frame to your right eye.
Oh, that's horrible.
I was like,
because people no sort of offset.
No, yeah, but the thing is, each frame was different. So people couldn't understand. Going, it kind of looks 3D, but also doesn't. Like, genuinely, what's going on with this? And then someone actually looked at the Vorpex driver and went, the guy has no idea what he's doing. He'd obviously put it on going, cool, it looks depth, dumb.
Right, I must really go to bed. So.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
Like and subscribe, hit that bell.
Like and subscribe, ring the bell. Slap that like button. No,
yeah.
Fuck the cat. Don't fuck the cat.
Yeah. Bye.
Can I get any more of this titanium sand in? I'm also slightly weird in sand is my limiting factor. Yeah, I don't have enough people who watch me on Twitch. We've had some fantastic bits, and no one is on Twitch, so we don't get clips made. Which is a shame, because they're a good way of getting people interested in some way in the stream, because obviously you can have a 30-second clip doing something cool. Yeah, Half-Life Alyx I've not played. I've heard it's very, very good. I have a set of Knuckles. I've just not played it. Well, I mean, I personally prefer YouTube. But I know people who prefer Twitch, which is why I stream on both. I have no loyalty. If a better one comes along, I would just stream there instead. I've had all sorts of issues with Twitch. I've had all sorts of issues with YouTube. Quite frankly, they're both terrible in very different ways. Alright, surely that's going to max the sand out. Surely. YouTube does give better quality. I miss Mixer. Mixer was better than Twitch in every single respect, apart from one. Nobody watches shit on Mixer. That was its only problem. Other than that, Mixer was just so good. No lag, no latency, everything worked. Great video quality. It was just so good. And bang, gone. And now they want you to use Facebook Gaming, but I use Restream, and Restream want you to pay money in order to stream to multiple Facebook channels. And to stream to a non-personal Facebook channel. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care that much. Right? We don't make any money from this stream whatsoever. If anything, I lose money on this stream. A, I'm not working, and B, every time I go live, I lose a couple of followers because people are. I don't know why people forgot they're following me. They're bots. I've no idea. So I do this for the lols. I certainly not to the point where I am going to start going to that level. It's just It's just not worth it. Sadly. That's it. I have got a new capture card. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but I have got it. I need to work out how to do it because I'm currently running at 1440/75, and the capture card will do 4K 60 or 1080 120, which is great. But it's HDMI, and I'm running over DisplayPort, and I've got a 3080, and that's got 3 display ports and 1 HDMI, and I'm using that one because I've got 3 screens and 2 of them do not have DisplayPort. Yeah, welcome to modern video cards, where apparently like the video cards have just moved on to DisplayPort, even though I'll say normal people, certainly me, we ain't close to that. Now I'm hoping that pink, by the way, means that it's got, where am I? So we're there. So I'm hoping that pink means it's got, I'll tell you, I'll just go a slightly less silicon. It's only me now, so I will probably fail. So I have Max carrying me. I see pink scratches. But this is where multiplayer really helps, because I can immediately start a level and start sorting out graphite, and someone else can then... Is there titanium? Yes, there is. Someone else can then start worrying about... like bringing the copper in, so we can split the load up really well. I don't usually bother with thorium reactors. Did anything I do at any point strike you that my limiting factor is power? SBA gets obsessed with thorium reactors, and I'm like, great, now we have 10 times the power that we possibly can need, and it only took you 3 hours of bugging about to set it up. Hooray. If you're watching SBA, you know I love you, but you're obsessed with thorium reactors. Just, like, it's a bit like the trains in Factorio. They're super cool. I just don't really have much point or reason. People build them because they're cool and then try and justify why they are needed. They ain't. Now, I do need a laser drill for that, so I am going to have to get me defenses up and at them. And then... go there. I'm not having... I've had this discussion so many times. There's no point in running a train in Factorio, because you can start off by running 1 conveyor belt and you can upgrade that conveyor belt an infinite number of times. You don't need to. It's usually slower, like time-wise, time versus throughput. I mean, what's the wrong thing? It's been a while since I played it, I'll admit, but trains are one of those things. They're like the quarries in Fortresscraft. They're what is described as a solution looking for a problem. Now, bear in mind, Les Factoria's had a radical rewrite. You can beat the whole game in 45 minutes fine. Flat. There ain't a point to nerding around at that level. Again, you can do. That doesn't mean the game supports it, encourages it. That is part of the design. It just means it's something you can do. In the same way in GTA, you can just drive buses around a racetrack. That doesn't mean doesn't mean that you drive buses around a racetrack in that game. It's just something you end up doing. If that makes sense. Wait, is this all water? Oh my god. I really need that copper back from here. But the same thing applies here. I don't, under any circumstances, need a thorium reactor. I never need that level of throughput. It's available to me, and it's cool to have it, but I don't need it. Yeah, but Kohaka, why do you do that, apart from as an exercise in wasting time in the game and seeing how big you can make it? That makes sense. It's something you've chosen to do because it's kind of cool, not because it is something you have to do in order to complete the game. Please do correct me if I am wrong. It's in Fortresscraft, you need to get that 100 million power. Try doing that off fucking PTGs. The game brutally forces you to tech up to the end game, because otherwise people don't. We all know that. No, yeah, but you don't need to complete the game. It is an optional challenge you have decided to do, yeah? Or am I wrong on this? Which is fine. I'm not saying that's not valid. I'm just saying it's not really part of the game. In the same way that seeing how big a jump you can do on a bus is not a part of GTA. It's just something it lets you do. Kohaka, you're avoiding the question. Do you need to do it? Does it have a purpose to complete the game? Or is it just, wee, look how many resources I'm getting. Haha, look how many resources I'm getting. All right. So you see, that to me sounds like a no, but phrased in sort of a way that makes it sound like yes. And again, last time I checked, you can complete the whole game in 45 minutes flat. Is that not the case anymore? Like, literally, the record was 45 minutes. Again, I think you don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the trains aren't awesome or cool. I'm just saying you don't need them. And there's no particular advantage to using them or requirement to using them. Yeah, they're fun. Do you need to use anything other than basic belts and FCE to complete the game in a sensible amount of time? Yes. You do. And yes, you do actually. In fact, you couldn't. Both the Frozen Factory and the OET charge have a minimum requirement, a minimum sort of power per second, because you wouldn't be able to defend with it. So yes. But yeah, you're still not answering the question. You don't need trains. You don't need, let's say trains do 10,000 units per minute or whatever. You don't ever need 10,000 units per minute in Factorio. It's cool. You're going, look, I've got 10,000 units per minute, but that's not needed. You don't have any requirements to do that. Again, I don't know. I've not played it. I'm asking a question and you're sort of avoiding it by sort of saying, oh, right, but it just you don't need it. It's not part of the game. It's something you can do if you want to, but it's not something that you need to do to complete the game. That's my point. The same thing with thorium reactors and this. You just don't need it. They aren't 10 times... Well, they're not. They need to be 100 times better than Solar, because Thorium is 100 times more of a pain in the ass to set up. See you, more bets. Right, does the campaign have difficulty settings, or is that just a fixed difficulty? It's been a long time since I've even looked at Factorio. But people get very defensive when I say this, going, "Oh yeah, but you know, you can get 200,000 units per minute with with trains." I'm like, "Do you need to?" Well, you might be trying to. I'm like, yeah, but you don't need to. You can. It's cool, and that's great. It's just as pointless as a bus driving around a bus in GTA. Power. I've got oil, but I don't have access to the thing. I mean, I understand there are sandbox mode, but arguing, oh, that doesn't count, that's a bit disingenuous as well. Oh, hey, Henry. Do you not sleep or something?
Well, got home.
You're not home? Well, you should still sleep wherever you are.
Got home.
Oh, you just got home? You were out?
No, driving for my parents. So.
Ah, I was going to say.
Home.
I can't believe you were allowed outside. We're not allowed outside. So what you're telling me is the main game mode in Factorio that you're supposed to play, no one plays. You see, this is you're not selling this as a well written and well designed piece of software here. As I say, I don't like Factorio because I thought Factorio was going to be just like Mindustry, and it's nothing like it. And I sort of went, oh, no, I don't want to play it. I completely lost interest in the game at that point because it wasn't Mindustry. And I love Mindustry, and Mindustry is everything I want in a game. And that's not. I wanted to like Factorio, but then whatever like I had for Factorio evaporated when the devs started being a bunch of cunts. So, yeah. Okay, now I need to get power. I don't know if I've got enough power. Death. Oh, good. Thorium. Well, have you not seen the Spidertron? Where do you think that idea came from? There are a number of games with IK spider type robots in them. I know, I think 5. I wrote 4 of them. No, I wrote 3 of them, sorry. The other one is Battle Engine Aquila, which is a game entirely revolving around that. But yes, it has existed for years. So what's that got to do with anything? Who did it first? Where do you think they got the idea from? There are 2 situations here. 3, in fact. 1, it is a completely independent idea and they came up with it completely coincidentally, even though Spider Bro is a major feature of their biggest competitor. Or they copied it. Those are the 2 options. There isn't a third one. Apart from the one they said on Twitter when I called them out on it, lol, don't you remember Wild Wild West? So you're trying to tell me that you didn't directly copy it from your biggest competitor. You were inspired by, and I quote, Wild Wild West. Yeah, Tiko Haka, don't do it, man. Do not defend them on this shit. There is no way this is a coincidence. Come on. Seriously. You don't genuinely think they took a major feature out of the other big logistics game coincidentally? Fortresscraft. We're their biggest competitor with the 2 biggest factory games out there. As far as I know. But rather than going, yeah, we love your game, we love that, which is true, I'm sure, they went, lol, don't you remember Wild Wild West? I mean, seriously. I don't think Factorio was inspired from Minecraft. Don't think so. Barring the camera angle. Oh, Satisfactory. So I guess we're number 3 now. Satisfactory is obviously huge. But yeah, there is no way it was a bug. There is no way it is a coincidence. Like, I mean, I guess it might be, but I don't believe that for even a heartbeat, and I don't actually think you believe that too. No matter what they say, it's just too unusual. Yeah, see, now again, Factorio is a game with quite a large budget and quite a lot of people. And if I was worried about getting sued for copying ideas, that's what I'd say too. Oh, no, we used to play these mods for Minecraft, loads of different ones, and yeah, that's what I'd say. But, I mean, Fortress Craft goes back about as far, well, what, 10 years? I mean, it goes back further than Factorio. And I think it goes back about as far as, was it Tekkit? Yeah, there are Minecraft mods with conveyor belts and solar panels, and I've never played any of them. I purposely haven't, because people told me I was copying them. But yeah, I refuse to believe it's a coincidence. I also boggles my mind that anyone would believe them when they said it was a coincidence. It's just too weird a coincidence, if it is. And I don't believe for a second they haven't played Fortress Craft to death. I'm sure the Astroneer devs have, because I keep seeing stuff in there where they look like they've tried to ape what Fortress Craft does in a really bad way. And I love Astroneer, and stop trying to make it something it's not. It's not a logistics game. It barely works at times. Just keep making it work. Don't put anything new in it. TA had the Monkey Lord. I think it was called. In Subcom, the Cyberum Experimental Cyberbot. Only have 4 legs though. More importantly, it's not procedural. And that's the other thing. They've got a procedural walking robot, the same way as Spider Bro is a procedural walking robot. This is really not a very common thing in games, because it's quite difficult to do. And to kind of go, hey, we've just done exactly what that other game that's just like ours has done. Like I said, it's not that I mind. I had someone complain at me that I'd stolen something from a Minecraft mod, and it was their wand. They said, "Oh, your grappling hook is basically a copy of this." I'm like, no. I know the guy that wrote this Minecraft mod. He's a huge Fortress Craft fan, and he said, "Can I put this into my game?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, you can." Wait, how are they procedural? It's inverse kinematics. We had one slow conveyor belt at the end. That's why the copper wasn't going. But Kohaga, do you genuinely believe it is a coincidence that 2 factory logistics tower defense games both have giant walking robots, spider robots with guns in? Do you genuinely think that is an absolute parallel development coincidence? It might be, and I do fully understand. My personal opinion is probably not very balanced on this, but it does seem a bit of a stretch. And as I said, it's not that they've copied me; it's that they just outright denied it with this sarcastic comment about fucking Wild Wild West. Do you remember Wild Wild West? No, neither do I. Will Smith was in it, and there were lots of jokes about someone being short. By the way, Henry, we've unlocked lots of cool new stuff now. We've got vaults, and we've got all sorts of robots that we can send in. I've not done it, but I just wanted to find a thorium level, of which this is a thorium level. This gives us access to the next tier of gubbins. This level is next to a red one, though. So what does that mean? That means that they're sending stuff in from here? I don't know. It's not very well explained. We don't have any metaglass, by the way, and we don't have any silicon. We do have titanium, and we've just about got copper. We do have oil, but I don't have... There's an oil thingy. So you can turn oil into something. Oil into coal? I think. But yeah, I'll freely admit my I probably don't have a very unbiased opinion on this, given everything. Coal centrifuge, yeah, I don't remember where that comes from. Hey Dora, meow. I say when
Oops, sorry.
Metaglass is lead and sand. Sand is everywhere on this level. Yeah, I used to get accused of copying Minecraft all the time. And one of the things, even Notch got pissy on his Twitter saying, oh, he didn't even credit me. And I just sent him a fucking screenshot of the credits that credited all the things, including Notch. And with a quote underneath, it says, if I have seen further, it is merely by standing on the shoulders of giants. And I was like, yeah, you fucking asshole. Guy with millions of followers starts tweeting abuse about his competitor without taking even 1 second to check whether what he's tweeting is true. Hello. But hey, that's people for you these days. We also have water extractors, so we can now extract water from anywhere. This means we can super up and we can water cool drills with it. This means you can water cool stuff in a really easy peasy way, because you can just slap a water extractor just down next to something you want cooled. And you need to power it, and we don't have great power yet. Though maybe we should. Hey. Steam generator.
Yo.
Oh, hey, Tab.
I'm having trouble running this game.
Really? You can't run...
And I looked at the discussions, and it says, if you can't upgrade or update the drivers for your graphics card straight up doesn't support this game.
What?
I'm like, bro.
Wait.
This game isn't complicated enough for that kind of abuse. What?
Yeah, I was like, just to check. What you do mean Mindustry? You don't mean something.
Mindustry. I hit the play button on Steam. It goes to launch it, and then 3 seconds later, I get the play button again.
They do have a very good. They do have a very good Discord, by the way.
Oh. Well, I was hoping the discussions on it alone, and it's from the dev himself.
Well,
Graphics driver, you're
yeah.
for a game-related crash, and then it says check your crash folders in the app data save file, which it hasn't made yet because it hasn't launched the game. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. Kohak, I'm like, I don't believe that this game should have any issues with.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that lead and sand into a kiln?
Lead and sand into a kiln with power. I'm just sorting out power now.
Right.
So yeah, we should have absolutely shit tons of power now, in fact.
And then one of the other things is like, if your computer might not support OpenGL 2.0, like, I don't see how that's possible.
No. Well, just to check that, is your computer?
People have had that.
Is your computer from like the year 2003?
No. Someone might have had it though.
Are you running Windows ME?
No.
Then you're probably just fine.
That's what I thought, but for some reason this game just straight up doesn't load. Doesn't even boot.
Wow.
Verified game cache. I'm done.
Have you tried
The
running?
bare minimum for myself.
Have you tried running it as administrator?
I'm the only person that uses this. It doesn't
Yeah.
give. It doesn't have the pop-up window. That
Go to right-click on the game, properties, local folders. Right-click on the executable while Steam's running, and run the executable as an administrator. Yeah, is the computer beige? I've been asked. That's always a good way to tell if it's a old.
that
Anyway,
and
so
nothing. Wow. Like task manager. Is there anything? Nope. Wow.
let's do an overflow.
We got a ready supply of titanium.
Yes, we do. Oh well, we have some titanium. I wouldn't say we got a lot. I haven't bothered to hook up any yet. So Max went to bed, so I wasn't really planning on doing this level, but I'm like, oh, thorium. So the problem with playing it by yourself is you have to do everything. You can't farm out a task, and you can't really sit there and bugger about with stuff to make it better. You're kind of stuck with that'll do, that'll do, that'll do, that'll do.
Yeah.
So it's a bit. It's not this particular app isn't all it could be. Yeah. I mean, the thing really should work. I mean, as far as the itch.io one is going to be just the same executable, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just the Mindustry application executable. Like what? And Steam has verified that all the files I need are here.
What, or like 40 megs of it? Nearly all of that's music.
95 megs. Brilliant. Like, how is this trouble? And it looks like most of it's in an executable jar file.
Yes.
This is a Java game. Do I have the updated Java?
That does mean I need to change. Oh,
Problem?
was Minecraft Java or JavaScript? I can never remember.
Java.
Java. So there are now 2 successful Java games, as far as I'm aware. So I've had to argue why I use C# and not Java. I'm like, because no one writes games in Java. Oh, Minecraft's in Java. Like, right. Now name another one. Oh,
Attach something to that conveyor.
which you can try. It's going to be a little bit jammed. Actually, it probably won't be. The thorium won't be very much. I need to get it in yet. Charlotte, whilst that is an idea, that does sound like an awful lot of effort on Tad's part. At least he didn't say compile it off itch.io. I've had that. People are going, oh, just compile your drivers. I'm like, just fuck off, and I'm not using your operating system. How about that?
Man, how did this kick me back?
Oh, how is... yeah, Lottie, as I said, 2 games. How is Creeper World? Just don't fucking put pictures of it in general. I had to work today, and I'm like, I want to play Creeper World.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna reboot my computer, see if that does anything.
Probably. Yeah, it always does.
What's the pink hearts then?
That's thorium.
Right. Okay.
I don't have enough thorium to start researching anything yet.
Did you make a mistake there?
No, I'm just trying to get everything on a separate line, but without actually getting any coal on it. Yes, that is a mistake. What was your first clue? Trying to use the most awkward inputs first.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you seen the lake beneath us, by the way, like due south of you?
Not yet. Should I hook that feed up?
Wait, oh bugger! Yeah, I didn't mean that. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah. If I just fly past, watch this. Wee, dumb.
Yeah. Kind of guessed that much.
Say hi to her from me, Charlotte. Specifically, tell her that I sent her all my love, and then just stare at her and then refuse to explain. My problem with Creeper World 1 and 2 is they're all very, very easy until the last level where you had like gravity orbiting around and you're just sort of suddenly, what is this shit? Oh my god. So we've got plus 1300 power right now. So we're actually doing pretty good on power. So I think I will move across to laser drills. So laser drills are way better. Because lasers.
Huh, that's so weird.
Is it working?
Nope.
Oh, power. To this one.
Alright. Where did
yeah.
you go?
I may
Is
have
that
just
something else?
no. I've just had a moment. So with laser drills, they require power, so you need to make sure you don't have to bootstrap them.
Done this wrong. That's why these are stopped. I
Ah.
have got a problem.
This isn't what I want.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, I don't really like how the visual look of Creeper World 3, but the previous games were great, so, you know, I'm happy with that. I'm just a bit disappointed there's no multiplayer.
Still there?
It's better.
Without a coal centrifuge, there's nothing we can do with the oil. There's a thing with spores. Do we have spores? No. Got a pulverizer, which makes sand, which is not very used for this level as just a desert. So we could really do with a whole bunch more coal and or well, it probably helps I actually hook up on my water. There we go. That, oh god, can I do this? Yeah, it's a pity. I think I would have enjoyed Creeper World as an RTS game that was somewhat different. I understand multiplayer is very difficult and it does slow your game development down. But what I do like, I think my favourite thing is, do you remember the name of the company that make it, Kohaka? Feel free to look it up if you need to.
Was weird.
I move this graphite press thing here over across.
That should be that will just pop a very occasional bit of graphite out onto that, or do you just need the room?
Yeah, I was just gonna get an extra line to get more stuff going up. Or you could just put it there.
Show it across. Okay.
Well, no, sorry, not that one. The one that's to this one. But yeah, either way, we can get this line. Well, I don't know. I shall move it. I like to move it.
You like to?
Move it.
Aha. And Kohaka, what is Knucklecracker's slogan?
How do you flip again?
F to flip and wheel, and there's F and X in the wheel mouse, depending on whether you want to flip, mirror, or rotate. And some combination of those will always get you what you want. And Kohaka, remind me, you are playing Creeper World. They're not so much fresh ideas in gaming as absolutely milking the same idea over and over again. Which is fine. I really like Creeper World. Lovely, lovely, lovely dev. Great work ethic. He just works on his game quietly, talks about it, ships it, then rewrites it slightly different. But yeah, I just think it's really ironic, the name of it and the not much of a matching up to reality of what they actually do. At least in EA, it was in the game. I checked. Oh, press F6, by the way, Henry, to see a little indicator to show how busy machines are. Charlotte mentioned that to me earlier on stream, and I'm like, what? I didn't know that was a thing. F6. It's like, oh, so now I can see if something's busy or anything at any point. I mean, Tad, surely you updated your Java when you played Minecraft.
Yeah, I assume so too.
That wasn't the response I was expecting you to give. I should really have...
My Java is messed up from all the modding I did to it.
Ah. See, I expect you to say I don't play Minecraft. What the hell, man? But that not
What are
just...
you talking about?
I don't know.
I found you from Direwolf. Of course I play Minecraft.
I just assumed you watched Direwolf be a personality.
He does have a personality, doesn't he?
Yeah. Nice bloke. I'm going to have to try and get to play this game that we're doing. I'm not sure if it's quite his thing, but I'm sure if I ask him nicely, I'm not that confident about this thing I'm working on commercially. It's been great fun. But there are some huge questions about whether or not we can actually turn it into a profitable product, which is a very difficult thing to do these days.
I believe in you.
It's not down to me. I'm doing the tech, and the tech's great. Some of the best I've ever done,
Yeah, it is.
if not the best. So I'm having a problem at the minute that buildings are popping in like half a kilometre away, and I want people to build really big buildings, and I'm like, and I did a quick bit of maths, and I go, oh, I've got a solution, but it means every time you join a server, it needs to transmit you 800 megs. But I'm like, don't worry, I will solve this. Why is there lead in this line? Shoot. Okay, sorter.
You ask those questions. Java got rid of its plugin for Google Chrome. Weird.
Ah.
Oh, it says that on the Java website.
Come on, I need enough power here. Thank you. I think I'm going to lose these here. It's alright. In a moment they'll be in range of the turrets, but I got lead on the line, which is just the wrong material. You didn't see the last wave. It just got ridiculous because Charlotte. I was trying to explain to Charlotte, who plays this a lot, but she doesn't play it. I say right, but she doesn't play it like we play it, which is to approach it like Fortress Craft, going, How many gun turrets can I make before the whole thing comes crashing down? Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Let's build
I still don't know
more.
what to do with the 200 turrets I have in my pocket.
That's quite a few, yes.
Well, I go, or because of the Mark IV turrets, I just never bothered with missiles for this map.
Oh, yeah, missiles are extremely good.
shame.
Yeah, missiles are extremely good for bang for buck, though. But obviously they are
Especially when you've got the cluster
Yeah.
missiles going.
Well, they're energy cheap, but you're using up resources in the world. So that's the difference. There's always a trade-off, but they are extremely powerful. And I like that. Now, that's one thing I think that I know that Factorio fails at. Because in Factorio, you just rush logistics, whatever they're called, bots.
I wish there was more ways to get the pristine stingers so that you could get the better missiles going.
Keep shooting
It's
things.
so much pristine, but
Chitin. Fun, that's pronounced chitin. Like, you've learned something today. Yeah, so in Factorio, they made a big mistake, and it's a mistake I didn't make in Fortress Craft. So in Factorio, the best thing are the logistics bots. And everything else is worse than those. I get it. And they tried to rebalance them so they weren't massively better than everything else. And the community just threw their arms up in the air and, oh, we couldn't play it. And they backed down. In Fortress Craft, there is no best thing. Everything is a trade-off. Every single thing you do has an advantage and a disadvantage. And I worked my arse off to design the game like that. And I think I've mostly managed it. So every time you come to solve a particular logistics issue, there are always 2 or 3 or 5 or 100 different solutions. And you need to work out which one is best for you. And you need to weigh up the pros and the cons. Well, yeah, but so my point, math movers are excellent. But you've just spent loads of loads of power. So they're not better, they're different. They're very fast, but require power. And that is where I said I genuinely work my arse off to ensure that there is never a best solution. There's sometimes a worse solution, but not a best one.
although I don't think I've ever found a use for the upgraded matter movers.
Unloading cargo lifts extremely fast.
I just put whatever needs to be next to it.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you can't.
No, sometimes
Yeah.
you can't, but
Yeah.
that all goes out the window the moment you get
Sorry.
blast furnaces online.
Yeah, most of the playthroughs we do, people just build the blast furnaces at the top of the top of the. Yeah, I need to start doing stuff that you can't just. This is why people wanted the GPS mod, just so they could make sure that they were building their. I was literally just about to do that. So they could make sure they build their conveyor exactly above where they want to. I was like, oh, that wasn't really what I had in mind. Okay, yeah, but that's players for you. I have to say, this is a complete mess, but the last bit looks very neat.
That is why this isn't working.
Why is it not working?
My Java just does not work. I'm trying to download a new one, and all I'm getting is Java Virtual Machine Launcher. Error. Could not create the virtual machine. Error. A fatal exception has occurred. Program will exit.
But Java is the world's most used language, running on everything from coffee machines to, I can't remember what it says on the thing when you boot it up.
Yeah, but if the one I've got in my computer already is just this buggered,
Well-
can't even get the new one to boot it out of the way.
Why don't you install this game on a coffee machine then? I assume that's what they were trying to say.
Sounds good to me, but I don't have a coffee machine.
Oh. What hellish nightmare is your life?
I don't. Eh.
I don't know.
Oh, subject.
I had to say, Henry, I'm a little bit disappointed we won't get to do Secret Santa properly this year. my plan was to find out something that everyone liked and their favorite color, and 3D print everyone as something. So I was going to get everyone a Secret Santa gift, and I won't get to.
Nice. Oh,
I have an awesome glow-in-the-dark face hugger that I 3D printed, though. You can print what's called print in place. So you print articulated objects. So you don't build them when you're done. They 3D print with articulation.
I know. Yeah. Nice.
The face hugger is so good. So I'll glow-in-the-dark face hugger. So yeah, I was gonna quietly, sneaky work out what everyone liked. I'll have to do it next year, or maybe at the summer thing we'll do Secret Santa, and hopefully by summer we can all just lick each other again, and we'll have to have Christmas in summer.
All right, I'm just getting rid of Java.
Oh, that's quite a lot of mobs we're getting now, but I now have a broader wall of fire.
Yes, I want to delete freaking Java, and now I'm going to reboot.
Could do the.
I have to close down Microsoft Store. Interesting.
Today I learned that Microsoft Store runs on Java. I might need a second super highway of graphite at this rate. What I'll probably do in a second is do what I mentioned on the last level, which is to have a container here. This is actually probably a good example of the container. So what I'll do is I'll pop a container here. So this container will fill relatively slowly with titanium. And all the turrets will, and it will go to sleep, and all the turrets will go to sleep. And then when the firepower starts, I need to keep a lot of resources in the turrets, so I can do that. Yeah. So now I'm offloading 4 slots. Just need to work out why it's not coming through, because I hadn't finished building it. So this will fill up slowly, but it means during the wave I won't possibly run out of firepower.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a point. We should upgrade our base. I don't know if there's a Guardian 5 ways. I haven't been paying attention. So what we can also do now, which is very handy, and I think is I can build containers around our base, which makes it bigger.
Ooh,
And
right.
there is a perfect layout, and I don't know what it is. And I need to go and look at the bad guys. Also, that improves our storage capacity as well. I think they already died.
Oh well.
I didn't even get to watch.
Alright, Java.
But I'm pretty sure this is not what the devs had in mind. Like, I don't think I'm playing it in a way that was thought of. Having said that, I have joined a few multiplayer maps and stuff, and people do overdo it. But quite often they overdo it not in the right way. Like, we've got plus 10 million power or something. I only overdo the resources so I can shoot it at the enemy. Overdoing resources for the hell of it is a waste of time. Thorium reactors are a favourite, because you screw up a thorium reactor, it blows up.
Okay.
So this level, I don't think we'll be able to twat everything we've done, because this level is adjacent to a hostile level. Now, I don't know if we can capture the hostile level, actually. That might be a thing. I just don't know. All of this meta progression is new. So we're next to a red one, so we will get irregularly attacked. And I assume if we capture the red one, then that goes away. I think this is a safe assumption. I don't know. Seems like a safe assumption.
It is an assumption.
Yes. And I am assuming we have a Guardian on this level. I should have been paying attention. I wasn't. I'm afraid, Tad, we'll probably finish just about the time you'll be joining us. But I expect we're playing this quite a lot. We've barely scratched the map, and there's no limit to the number of players. Okay, but I assume their red base is next to another base, which is in turn next to another base. Or is it not quite that mean? Oh.
It's a meanie.
Wow, these are slow to build. So we've got about 4 or 5 minutes before the boss spawns, if indeed there is one. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, don't worry about it. It's just I don't feel I have a very clear vision on that, and I fully understand that. I just can't believe that. I just can't believe what the dev said. I genuinely was just flabbergasted. Like, are you serious? Like, that's so obviously a lie. You might as well have just said, "Yeah, we copied it." But ha, we copied it. We're not going to admit it. That was what really got me about it. Hey, we copied it. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. We copied it. We love your game. Spider Rose awesome. We want one. And I'd be like, fucking awesome. I contacted them many years ago asking if they were curious about doing a Factory 5D pack on Steam, which would be a pack that contains Fortresscraft and Factorio 3D plus 2D. But just didn't respond. I said, I play games, and you can say I copy things from games, but I'm massively inspired by the games I play. I mean, if you've played Fortresscraft Frozen Factory, and then you've played Creeper World, you'll go, hold on a minute. And hand on heart, I've just about finished the Cryoplasm, and then I went, oh shit, I've copied Creeper World. I didn't even realise. It wasn't a plan, but it is so similar. I'm like, yeah, whoops. You know, genuinely didn't mean to. Absolutely honest to God, parallel development. But it's one of the things, I mean, as a dev, I like shit like fluid dynamics. I like stuff like heat transfer. Those sort of mechanics really interest me. And Creeper World, at its core, is it's a pressure simulation. That's just how the creep works. But yeah, if ever he had gone, you copied me, I would go, actually, I didn't. I just came up with the same idea. A similar thing happened with a game called Captain Forever, and I did a game called Tactics Forever, which I haven't released. I know. And the Captain Forever dev kept getting asked, so were you inspired by Tactics Forever? And he was like, I've never heard of this game, apart from the fact people keep asking me about it. Now, Tactics Forever and Captain Forever are holy shit similar games with very similar names, with completely coincidental development. So in gaming terms, as a rule, if it has craft after it, it's a voxel game. That's the way it is, unless it has war in front of it. If it's Gaiden, it is a game about working with a companion. That's why we have Ninja Gaiden. If it is a game with tactics in it, you know it is a turn-based strategy game of some sort. If it has the word forever in it, it is a game about infinitely upgrading and progressing and evolving. It's based on a very famous game, very famous obscure game called Mothership Forever. And basically, both the Captain Forever guy and me, and the Tactics Forever guy, that being me, we both essentially did our own spin on Mothership Forever, but we weren't very original with the names. You know, games have standard naming conventions to let you know what the game is. But it was genuinely hilarious reading this interview going, I don't know what this other game is you're talking about. I've only know about it because you keep mentioning it. And one day I will get around to finishing it. The game's done. I need someone to promote it. I need an enthusiastic YouTuber who wants to take a percentage of the game. And because he loves the game, in exchange, he'll just play the shit out of it. If you know someone, let me know. I can't believe we're not making enough coal. But yeah, Lottie, don't you have to apologise. I mean, part of why we are doing this stream is to chat and to socialise. And if everyone, it is the differences between us that make us interesting, not the bits that are the same. And if everyone had the same opinion, the world would be a very boring place, and we'd all watch X Factor probably.
Alright, are you gonna work now, Java?
Henry, as soon as Tad arrives, let's quit.
I mean, I think that's what's gonna happen at this point.
Well, we're on wave 20. Actually, yeah, this literally is the last wave. Now, the good thing is, unlike the previous one, the progression is server side.
Nope.
Oh,
Damn.
no boss.
Well, you don't gotta worry about me. It still can't figure out how to give itself enough virtual memory to start its own virtual machine. And
So
I
we
can't
don't
get into the program to change that because it's locked out.
Don't ask me. So I can see our productions per minute. So this is our only thorium level. So this is the level that we will need to spend. I'm just going to spend a quarter of an hour just ramping this up. So we don't have any silicon production. Everything else could just do with more. But it's vulnerable. It can get attacked again. Silicon is sand and happiness.
Yay.
Coal, that was it. Actually, that's easy because we're just surrounded everywhere by sand and coal. How's our power looking? Plus 2,300. Sweet. I mean, obviously everyone hates sand. It's coarse and irritating. It just gets everywhere. And incidentally, I hate Fridays now. Fridays now are a day where I cannot go on the internet because I can't go on the internet because of the Mandalorian. Because Star Trek Discovery has made no ripple whatsoever on the zeitgeist of the internet. No one gives a shit about it, but oh my god, The Mandalorian. And I want to talk about it. Like, I want to talk about the episode. It was so good. Things happened. And I was like, oh, I can't believe that thing happened that was surprising and or saddening and or exciting and I want to talk about it. And I can't because I've been very good and I spent the whole day not on the internet. So I didn't put any spoilers out. So I won't give any. But if you've not been watching The Mandalorian, not only is it some of the best TV I've ever watched, it's definitely the best Star Wars I've ever watched. It's so Star Warsy, and I absolutely love it. Highly recommended. Lottie, I'm literally streaming this to YouTube as we speak. I'm sorry if you think I act like a child. So I need to come up and then... Really? Oh. I'm surprised. So we do stream a variety of games on this channel. But Mindustry's always been one of the most popular ones. Also, is it Mindustry or Mindustry? Does anyone know? Oh yeah, I don't. I mean, well, sort of. I mean, every stream we do stays on the internet. Go up, out, up. And then next one will go there. Yeah, why am I doing that?
Which one made water?
The water extractor. If there is quite a lot of water on this level, so you might be able to grab some. But if there's none nearby, the water extractor is under the drills tab, which is the top right tab.
Found it. Thank you.
That's out and up there. And then there. So then this one goes straight in. There we go. I can run sand in from this side easy. Mindustry, not Mindustry, because is it Mindustry, like thinking, or what? Nobody knows. I'm guessing that drill is fast enough to run a couple. I'm hoping it is. And then I need to run that goes in there. That doesn't exist. So this is why I don't have a good blueprint for silicon. I've got one. I do actually have one. Yes, it's that one. Silicon modular, so it's that one. And I feed. Oh yes. So Charlotte, I'm sure you'll be like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But in case you didn't know, allow me to blow your mind. Well, not blow your mind. Did you know you can unload from factories? Ooh. Not a lot of people know this. I need to go right. So this is a so you can unload stuff you put in, because you know you have like hold on, I'll try and show you. So you can use unloaders to unload from factories. So that means what you can do is just pipe up the resources from the bottom. Oh, you knew it. Fine, whatever. So what you can do, and I'm not necessarily suggesting you do so, is in this case what you can do is like that, and then offload outwards. Because that will just pipe all, it gets a little bit inefficient, it gets a little bit slow, but it means you can chain stuff, yeah. It's really good for when you get to the larger things, the larger units that are just the ones with 3 inputs are just so awkward unless you do this. But yeah, they should hopefully offload all of those there. And but it is nice and neat. Well, the thing is, you now burn excess whatever in your core. So most of the filtering stuff I used to do, there's no point anymore, which is a shame because I used to quite enjoy doing that. Oh, okay. So, oh, right, yeah. The thing is, I didn't play. I had a brief look at the maps, and I rapidly felt that the maps were not very well done, and then we just sort of stopped playing because we'd seen it all, and we did play a lot of this the first time round. And we did play the PvP, but I said that all the PvP maps we did were just a bit piss poor, and they were really a PvE race. And whoever won the PvE race then just ruffle stomped the player because it just meant they'd gotten ahead. So there wasn't any back and forth. Essentially, you broke through, and 10 seconds after breaking through, that was it. You'd won the you'd won the round. Oh man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to keep fighting this.
Hooray!
More restarts.
Are you gonna? The plan is, by the way, for tomorrow to do modded Snow Runner.
I look forward to that.
So yeah, Malcolm I think seems a little bit nonplussed, and I'm like, oh come on, it might be a laugh. And if it's not a laugh, we can go back to regular Snow Runner, or Mindustry.
Or I mean, for you.
For you, well, I'm sure you'll fix it sooner or later. The computers aren't that hard.
No, I need to find whatever it is inside my computer now that's just not letting Java do anything. Like the executable file just doesn't show up.
When's
It doesn't do anything anymore.
when was the last time you reinstalled your computer? Is it time?
I don't know how to do that anyway, so.
What? But you
I
could,
just bought a new computer.
but you could change the spark plugs on my car.
Yeah.
And you could grease the nipples, and you could
Yeah.
change. You could change the brake
Do
discs.
mechanical stuff.
You could change the brake discs in such a way that I wouldn't end up dead.
Yeah, I need
Then-
to do that for my mom actually.
Then you could
Her
def-
truck breaks real bad.
You could definitely reinstall Windows. The only, I mean, I'd say I don't keep anything local on my computer at all. All of my work, all of it is on the cloud, almost literally bar none. So when I need to reinstall Windows, it's just reinstall Windows, reinstall SVN, reinstall Steam. Very vague bit of drivers, done. Everything else is in the cloud because I've had to do it a bit too often.
With me with my freaking straw internet connection next to your fire hydrant.
This is true.
Like I never figured out how to image hard drives, and I've wanted to do that for years.
It doesn't really. It's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything
Yeah.
I read is just like it doesn't really do what you're thinking it does. I'm like,
yeah. You can't just teleport a computer onto another computer. No. Charlotte, no. I honestly don't care because I have worked with Steam for many years, and Steam are just quite frankly awful. If I now have the choice of buying something on Steam or Epic, I will buy it on Epic, because Steam need competition. They really need competition, and people just go to Steam by default. Steam is usually the most expensive place to buy a game from as well. It's not even as if it's a particularly a bargain. Yeah. So yeah, I bought, what did I buy the other day? Red Dead. I bought it on Epic, not Steam. Yes, Elipod. Yeah, sure. If both computers have the same hardware, they can be cloned. Yeah. Okay. Well, apart from that, but yeah, the thing about Epic, if I boot Epic up, right, and I'll just look at the Red Dead page for sake of argument. I was about to say it boots up really quickly. Listen, there we go. That was... What's going on? I've never seen this slow. The difference is about this. Is it... That's all I want. Just my games. Click done. I can see how long I've played for it. Maybe I don't give a shit about fucking user reviews. I'm now beginning to use Steam more and more for a couple of things. One, I'm curious what the user reviews are on this game. Two, I have a problem and I use their forum. And
Discussion board on Steam is wonderful.
yeah, but I'm not using it to buy the games, because quite frankly, the Epic one's just better. But yeah, it's not. I don't need anything. I guess the only thing I didn't mean to actually run Rocket League. The only thing I'm missing is it's not quite so easy to see about updates. So I've also used Steam to see what recent updates there have been for a game.
Yeah.
But this is the thing.
Steam is very transparent about
Yeah.
updates.
I'm here to play games, not to engage in a community focused on that game. Generally,
Discord's for.
well, it does, Lottie. And if you're around tomorrow, we'll be doing SnowRunner modded. It's on Epic. The in-game mod thingy is great. And let's be honest, having worked with the Steam Workshop stuff, that's fucking awful. Like from a dev's point of view, it's just a clusterfuck. That's my professional opinion. You should hear what I call it when I'm not being professional.
Oh dear.
Well, SnowRunner certainly does. SnowRunner's the first game, I believe, on Epic with mods.
And they made their entire mod its own website just for that reason.
Oh, Henry, you can use liquid routers because they share above and below. So they share to all adjacent squares.
Okay, so that wasn't doing it then, was it?
You were running it all the way along and then up to the one at the top.
So it was only going to the one. Right, okay, fine.
Yeah,
I'll
but
probably
now
do the motherboard.
now you're doing it to the inner four. But yeah, it's like you could run it across to that one. That one's
Yeah.
easy. You can also just do little, like, you don't have to necessarily be smart or clever. But what I do, if I want to get those top two, what I would do is I would run that. Because you don't have to run the water from an external source. You don't even need to be clever.
Yeah.
You just do that.
Yeah.
So they're really good. They vary depending on what surface they're on. So if they're on a rock surface, they won't have enough and you need to use multiples. But even if you don't have full water, it's still better than no water. But if you place it on ice, it gets shit tons of water.
Right.
Apparently, though, if you place it in water, it gets 0% efficiency. So that's a little confusing. Right, let's look at our stats. I'm just about ready to go to bed. Stats. 500 graphite a minute, 1,000 copper a minute, 7 coal a minute. That seems like a mistake. 600 thorium. That's a bit rubbish. Yeah, our stats aren't good. They're not bad, but they're not good. I've just unlocked a bigger base. And we don't have enough thorium for that. Oil extractor. Now we just need thorium, 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 thorium. But yeah, I suspect what we'll do is next week we'll come back to this level. And so the... Oh, what do we need for that one? I should have got that one first. Oil extractor. No. Oh, there's an oil extractor? That's new. No, what I wanted was the... centrifuge, which turns oil into coal.
Oh, need more drill, more water. Alright. Laser drills.
Yeah, oh yeah, I didn't actually bother. Yeah, those ones need a lot. Its closest mine to base that makes graphite. It's the what? It's the closest mine to base that makes graphite. Well, the graphite drills are there. It's probably under one of those. Man, I want my thorium. I want my oil. Actually, oil's no use, actually, without the thing. But yeah, the oil extractor, that's a really nice one that's kind of self-feeding because it can make coal, and you burn the coal and then you use it in a kind of a exploding cycle. Oh, right, I see. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Elipod. Good call. I wonder if that updates immediately. I wonder if it actually does a quick pre-simulation or whether or not. No, it's just looking at what's happened recently. Anyway, I am going to go to bed. I suspect I might sneakily play this, possibly stream it just during tomorrow afternoon, because I really like it and I haven't played it in ages, and I thought this expansion wasn't out for like another 6 months, so I am super pleased that I'm actually getting to play it, because it is, despite its fucking atrocious visual look, it is genuinely one of my favourite games. But we'll come back to this level. We'll max out our what's the word? Thorium production. Oh, right, I don't get spawned. Oh, I guess they could spawn from... before I go, Charlotte, can they spawn from a different input, different location? So they spawned here last time. Can they suddenly start spawning from different places? So my... Because I don't care how many they spawn. These are all hails. All the way down here. This is just a corridor of hails. Nothing's getting through that. You also have other fun things, by the way. You can squirt water at the bad guys, and they run out of electricity. You can fire cold at them, so they get slowed down. You can fire oil at them, and then set the oil on fire. Lots of cool extra ways to play it.
She's not played it enough. But they usually come from where you're looking, or where you were.
That's good. But yeah, there's no... I don't care what it spawns. It won't get through that. And if it does, I'll just build more. Because that's the way I roll.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Anyway, I will quit now, as I'll just spend... It's already 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll see you two guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. And if you think we should be playing a certain game, let us